Mariners trying to get to Colin Ray right away here in the top of the first inning. Ray at 3-2. He's 2-1 here at home at Petco Park and 1-1 on the road with a 5.06 ERA. Here's the stretch. Runners get their leads, and the 1-1 to Seager, swinging a line shot into center field for a base hit. Cano running third. He's going to go right past Actate. He's going to score. Mariners have a 1-0 lead. The throw in is cut off by Myers. The throw to third. Now they've got Cruz in a run down, and Cruz is out trying to get to third, and that will retire the side. It looked like Manny Acta had his hands up in the air, but Robbie kept right on coming. He will score. Base hit, run batted in for Kyle Seager. Cruz out trying to go from first to third, and that will retire the side, but the Mariners get a run. In the top of the first inning, 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on. Underway here at Petco Park. We go to the bottom of the first. Our score, the Mariners 1, and the Padres coming up.
Kaplan's Bellevue Subaru. Great customer service for all.
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, the Mariners lead the Padres by a score of 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning. John Jay to lead it off. First pitch, a strike. The next offer on the way, a swing and a foul out of play down the left field side, and right away the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Wade Miley was ready to go to work. Miley, his 11th start of the year. The left-hander kicks and he delivers the 0-2. Breaking ball low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Miley 5-2 with a 4.95 ERA in 10 starts. Last outing, a rough outing at home against Minnesota, but a no decision. The pitch, swinging a ground ball foul up the first base side, and the count is still at 1 ball and 2 strikes. However, Wade Miley has won his last 5 consecutive decisions. Victories. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a foul back by Jay. Off the screen, and the count is still 1-2. Victories over Cincinnati, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, then a no decision, and then wins over Kansas City and the Angels going back to April the 24th. His first win of the year. Miley works mighty quickly. Here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch to Jay. Swing and a well hit ball deep to right field. On the run is Cruz, and this one is going to be on the track and off the wall in a hop. Jay to second. The throw in by Nelly is going to be cut off by Cano. And John Jay is in at second with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the first inning. It is 3:22 down that right field line. And that ball landed on the warning track straight away right field. And here is first baseman Will Myers. Well, friends, the ultimate lineup at Dwayne Lane's Auto Family now has Subaru, Mazda, and Ford Lincoln with 6 locations, 9 brands, and 1,500 vehicles. They're going to take care of you in Everett, Arlington, Cedro, Woolley, Burlington, of course, as well at DwayneLane.com. Tying run at first, 1-0 Mariners. Bottom of the first inning, and here's first baseman Will Myers. Right-handed hitter, batting .273, 8 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Miley from the stretch, a look back at Jay. He delivers, and it's a breaking ball that's high and outside, ball 1. Myers 3 for 4 last night, a home run and 2 runs batted in, and pretty much everybody contributed last night in that San Diego lineup as they scored 14 runs on 19 hits. The next pitch swung on, Tapper along the third base side, picked up by Miley, wants to go to third, but he can't. The throw back to first base, and it's in time to get Myers. No one to throw to because Kyle Seager was coming up to try to get the ground ball. Miley took a good look at third, so over to third goes John Jay on the play. But Miley very quickly toward that third base line, was able to get to it, fire a strike over to Lynn, and it's in time to get Myers for the first out.
That was pretty impressive for Miley to be able to turn the other way, and that's a long distance throw with as much of a head start as Myers had. Now Myers is a pretty big guy, not necessarily a burner to first base, but nonetheless not a lot of room for error once he saw that he couldn't go to third base.
Got to that ground ball very quickly on that third base side, so 1 on and 1 away, and here is right fielder Matt Kemp. The infield is back, ground ball scores a run. Here's the pitch, low and inside for ball 1, so Miley trying to take care of Kemp by himself, a strikeout or a pop-up, because deep straightaway at shortstop, heels on the outfield grass is Luis Sardinas. Jay a lead at third, the stretch and the pitch. Kemp a swing and a ground ball, cued foul right off the end of the bat. Down to the first base coach, Tariq Brock. And the count is even on Kemp at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kemp hitting .233, 13 home runs and 34 runs batted in. Wade Miley, 47 strikeouts on the year. He'd love to get number 48 right here. Here's the stretch and the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, line drive into left field, and that is going to be in for a base hit. Seth Smith has to knock it down on a hop. Here comes Jay on to score from third. The throw will go into second base, and the Padres have just tied it up in a hurry at 1-1 in the bottom of the first inning. Matt Kemp with a single to left field, scoring John Jay from third. Still only 1 out. And here is Yangervis Solarte, Padre third baseman. He's batting .333 with 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Seth Smith just could not get to that ball in straightaway left field. Miley the stretch delivers, and it's just a little bit low according to De Jesus, but that pitch looked mighty good. And Miley didn't get the call. Ball 1 the count on Solarte. Solarte was 3 for 4 last night with a run batted in. The stretch and the pitch on the way, a strike, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Miley, in that last outing last Saturday at home against Minnesota, no decision, a 6-5 loss for the Mariners. He went 4+ innings. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled away behind the plate, and it's 1-2 on Solarte. He went 4+ innings, gave up 5 runs, all earned 6 hits. He walked 4, and he struck out 6. In that series, the Mariners had a rough time trying to keep Joe Mauer and Miguel Sano in the ballpark. Between them, they hit 5 of the 8 home runs for Minnesota. Here's a toss over to first base to get Kemp back to the bag. But the Mariners were able to bounce back and sweep the Padres at home in a 2-game series, and now 0-1 here in San Diego. Final meeting of the year between these 2 ball clubs. We'll see each other in March in Peoria, Arizona. Here's the pitch, swung on, and it's popped up out of play on the first base side. No chance for Adam Lynn. And the count is still 1-2 on Solarte.
And that 3-game series, pretty major reason why Mauer winning the American League Player of the Week. And the Mariners, some unfortunate timing. Days after that series, Miguel Sano goes on the disabled list with a hamstring. So that was certainly the best of those 2 guys who swung the bat in 3 straight games this season.
Miguel Sano, home run in each of the 3 games, including a home run into the upper deck in left field at Safeco. The stretch by Miley, and the 1-2 pitch swung on, ground ball foul along the third base line. And it's still 1-2 on Solarte, and on deck is left fielder Melvin Upton Jr. Beautiful night here in San Diego. After the ball game, it's on to Texas. Mariners take it on the Rangers tomorrow night at Globe Life Park. Big series for both clubs. Here's the set, and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball is outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Rangers have the night off. So if the Mariners can come away with a win tonight, they will jump into a 2-way tie with Texas for the top spot in the American League West. Texas at 31-22. The Mariners at 30-22. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Ground ball toward the hole at short. Backhanded by Sardinas. Over to Cano at second for 1. And that's all that we get as Kemp is out at second. Solarte is safe at first on a 6-4 fielder's choice. 1 on 2 outs. 1-1 tie. Bottom of the first. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network. Here's left fielder Melvin Upton Jr., but Miley with a toss over to first base to get Solarte back to the bag. Miley has a good move to first. And Solarte was almost caught leaning in the wrong direction. And I think Scott Service wants to take a look, and he will not challenge. Got word from Chris Prieto that Solarte was able to get back to the bag. Here's the set by Miley, and now the pitch on the way to Upton. Low and outside for ball 1. Melvin hitting .249. He has 6 home runs and 21 runs batted in. Padres racked up 6 runs in a hurry last night in the bottom of the first inning off the James Paxton rough first outing since coming up from AAA Tacoma. Here's the next offer, and it's down low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Upton. But Paxton last night getting the start. Felix Hernandez placed on the 15-day disabled list prior to the ball game last night with a strained calf. And James went 3 2/3 innings last night and gave up 8 runs on 10 hits, walked 1, struck out 7. The stretch and the pitch swung on, popped up down the right field side, slicing foul, and this one is going to be out of play. Into the seats here at Petco Park down the line, and the count is now 2-1. But Paxton definitely was amped up. He was throwing hard, Aaron. He was throwing 95 to 99 last night.
Yeah, Paxton said today that he could only remember one other time in his career where he touched 99. And went on to mention, as we heard him say a little bit last night, some of that adrenaline probably has something to do with the velocity uptick, even more than we're used to seeing from James.
Here's the set by Miley, and the 2-1 up, then check swing, and it's inside. A little bit low as well for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Miley coming over from the Boston Red Sox organization in that trade for Carson Smith and Roenis Elias. He delivers. Swinging a ground ball toward the hole at short. Diving Sardinias can't get to it. A base hit into left field. Down to second goes Solarte. Oh, the Padres still keeping the pressure on Wade Miley. 2 on, 2 outs, a run in, a 1-1 tie.
One thing we saw Paxton really struggle with last night was ball 1. He was behind to the vast majority of hitters, and Miley, at least so far tonight, has fallen in the similar pattern. He has gone ball 1 to each of the last 4 hitters. And this is a team that right now 28th in average in the major leagues, batting .231. They are last in on-base percentage in all of baseball. This is not a team that you don't want to fall behind to any team, but this is a team you want to go right after and get back to the bench.
And now Wade Miley trying to get that final out here in the first inning. We'll take a look at catcher Derek Norris. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and it's high and wide for ball 1. On at second, Solarte. The runner at first is Upton. And Norris is hitting just .182, 5 home runs and 11 runs batted in. He was out here early for batting practice this afternoon. The stretch and the pitch. The Norris swing and a line drive into the gap in left center field, down for a base hit. Solarte rounding third. He'll score. Around at third is Upton. The throw to Kyle Seager by Smith, not in time. And in at second base goes Norris with an RBI single. He'll take second on the throw. And now the Padres have the lead at 2-1. So another run in for the Padres here in the bottom of the first. Solarte scoring easily from second base. Around to third goes Upton. Norris to second. And here is shortstop Alexi Ramirez. Time is called. Pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre Jr. out to the mound to have a talk with Miley. John Jay led off the inning with a double. 1 out later, scored on an RBI line drive single by Matt Kemp. Solarte was safe on a fielder's choice. Kemp out at second. And then back-to-back singles now by Upton and Norris.
And this visit to the mound brought to you by Reliance Surgeons, the surgical experts serving the Pacific Northwest. Reliance Surgeons.
And here is Ramirez. He had a big night last night. Alexi Ramirez 3 for 5, 2 home runs. And a career high 5 runs batted in. Batting .250 on the year, 3 home runs now and 22 runs batted in. He doubled his home run total for the season last night. Here is the pitch. Low and inside for ball 1. Miley at times has really struggled in the first inning. And doing so tonight here at Petco Park. Way to look back at Norris, the runner at second. Here's the pitch on the way. A strike on Ramirez, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Padres are at 21 and 33, last place in the National League West. 11.5 games out behind the Giants. Miley from the belt, and the 1-1 pitch. Low and inside with a breaking ball. Ball 2, 2-1. On deck for San Diego is Adam Rosales. That was the 28th pitch of the first inning for Wade Miley. Wade looks in, has the sign from Chris Iannetta, delivers, and it's inside for ball 3. 3-1 the count on Ramirez. Spent a lot of time with the Chicago White Sox, now a Padre. Ramirez last year in Chicago hit .249, 10 home runs and 62 runs batted in. Slender right-handed hitter. Time is called. Ramirez gets time for the plate umpire, DeJesus. And now Alexi is back in there. Upton at third, Norris on at second, 2 outs, 2. The stretch by Miley and the 3-1 pitch. It's low for ball 4, and the Padres have the bases loaded with 2 outs for second baseman Adam Rosales. Ramirez on at first, Norris already at second, Upton is on at third. Jay and Solarte have scored the 2 runs for the Padres. And here is Rosales. He was 2 for 5 last night with a home run. He likes to swing at a first pitch fastball. Let's see what Miley does here. Runners get their leads. The stretch and the pitch on the way, and it's just on the inside corner. Late call by DeJesus. And the count is 0-1. Rosales hit one into the upper deck in left field last night. He's hitting 178, 3 home runs, and 8 runs batted in. Now the stretch and the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, strike on the inside corner. The count is 0-2. And on deck is the pitcher, Colin Ray. You never want to see the pitcher come up in the first inning. Here's the set by Miley. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And the pitch on the way, low and inside. Ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Andy Green, the new skipper for the Padres. First year as a big league manager, managed for years in the minor leagues. Now at the helm of the Padres for years. They were managed by Buddy Black, and for a short while Pat Murphy last year. Now the stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a fly ball into shallow right center field. Aoki coming on, and he can't get to it. Here comes Upton. Here comes Norris running third. They both will score. A bloop single into shallow right center field. Around to third goes Ramirez. 2 more runs are in for the Padres on a base hit by Adam Rosales, and it's now the Padres 4 and the Mariners 1. Softly hit into the gap in right center. Norioki coming in, and he could not get there. So 2 RBIs for Rosales. Upton scoring from third, Norris from second base. Ramirez around to third. And here he is, the pitcher, Colin Ray, will hit here in the bottom of the first inning. Miley, first time around the lineup, opponents hitting .321 against them. The pitch on the way to Ray, and it's up high with a fastball for ball 1. Colin Ray, the pitcher, batting .118 on the year, no home runs, and 1 RBI. Tough first for Miley. Here's a toss to first base to get Rosales back to the bag. Miley replants that back foot in front of the rubber. Looks in to get the sign from Chris Iannetta. The 1-0 pitch. Ray with a swing and a ground ball to short. Up with the ball is Sardinus. Over to Cano at second for the force on Adam Rosales. And that will finally retire the side. But the Padres send 9 men to the plate here in the bottom of the first. They get 4 runs, and we go to the top half of the second here in San Diego. It's now the Padres 4 and the Mariners 1.
Blue.
Seattle Mariners baseball
On 710 ESPN Seattle.
Our Red Hooks score. It's the Padres 4 and the Mariners 1. We go to the top half of inning number 2. Wade Miley really had a tough time there in the bottom of the first inning. San Diego 4 runs on 5 base hits, and they left 2 runners stranded. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a high fly ball into shallow left center field. Over is John Jay. Jay is there and will make the catch for the second out of the inning. Well, friends, Banner Bank congratulates Kyle Seager, the Mariners' most valuable player for the month of May, and what a May it was for Kyle. He had .361 with 5 home runs and 20 runs batted in. You're going to love Banner Bank's MVP level of customer service. Experience it at one of Banner's many locations throughout the West, or find them at bannerbank.com. So congratulations to Kyle Seager, Banner Bank's MVP for the month of May. Here's shortstop Luis Sardinus, 4-1 San Diego. Top of inning number 2. The wind and the pitch from Ray is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Padres have used 9 different starters this year. The Mariners have now used 6. The windup and the 0-1 pitch. Strike called, and it's 0-2 on Sardinius. One of the few teams in Major League Baseball to go as long as they did up until last night's game, using only their 5 original starters. Few teams still have used only 5. The windup and the next offer, and it's strike 3 called. Sardinius has gone looking. That is strikeout number 2 for Colin Ray, and that's it for the Mariners in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of inning number 2 here in San Diego. It's the Padres 4 and the Mariners 1.
Weekend Yard Pros love the FS90 loop handle trimmer from Steel. Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Our Red Hook score, it's the Padres 4 and the Mariners 1. We go to the bottom half of inning number 2, and John Jay will lead off the second. He's a leadoff batter. He led off the first with a double to the base of the wall in right field. The Padres scored 4 times against Wade Miley on 5 hits in the first. And the 0-1 pitch. Myers a swing and a ground ball to short. Sardinius over to Cano for 1. The relay to first. It's in time for the double play. The throw was a little bit wide. Robbie had to go to his left. Made sure he got the force on Jay, but his arm is so strong he can still make an adjustment as the pivot man. Fired to first in time to double up Myers. 6-4-3 the double play, and 2 outs for San Diego here in the bottom of the second.
And for Miley's longevity here tonight, following Paxton, who could not escape the 4th a night ago, that double play a big help. Miley 36 pitches in that first inning.
Ton of pitches, and he delivers another one to Matt Kemp, who swings, sends a sky-high fly ball into right center field over his Cruz. Nelly is there and makes the catch, and it's a quick 1-2-3 bottom of the second for the Padres, despite that leadoff single by John Jay. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left on. We go to the top of the third here in San Diego. Our score, the Padres 4 and the Mariners 1.
Imagine you're in your new 2016 Acura RDX. You feel completely at ease in the
710 ESPN Seattle.
Top of the third, 4-1 San Diego. Here's Aaron.
Thank you, Rick. First pitch on the way home to Wade Miley, and it's in there for a strike. Just off the plate, but ruled strike 1. Miley facing his counterpart, Colin Ray, the right-hander. Tall, lean righty, goes into the windup and the pitch. Miley looks at a strike. 0-2.
We saw Miley pick up a base hit in Cincinnati last time he was pitching in a National League park this year.
The 0-2. Strike 3 called. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. The bottom rung of the strike zone. Miley is retired on 3 pitches. Alaska Airlines flyers can enjoy the most flights from Seattle to the southeast, including exciting destinations like Atlanta, Charleston, South Carolina, and Raleigh-Durham. Book today at alaskaair.com. Third strikeout for Ray as he has faced the starting 9 one time through, so he has struck out a third of the order so far. Back to the top, looking at Norioki. 4-1 Padres, our Red Hook score. The pitch. And Aoki looks at strike 1. Well, this is one thing that we have seen Ray be very consistent at. He has gone strike 1 to 9 of the first 10 batters he has faced so far tonight. Ray kicks, pitches. Slow swing and a miss. Came in that time with a curveball. He's ahead 0-2. Aoki struck out looking on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that was up and in to lead off the ball game. He was convinced it was ball 2, and it sure looked like it was. Ruled a strike, however. Ray comes home with a pitch, swinging a ground ball, skimming out to Solarte, the third baseman, off the bag at 30. Makes a routine throw to first. And quickly there are 2 outs. A strikeout looking, followed by a ground out to third. It brings in Seth Smith. Well, the Mariners are trying to get a little bit of momentum back. Mariners had won 6 of 7 games until a recent run of difficulty, which started really back at home against the Twins. The Mariners have lost 4 of 6 entering tonight's game and trying to avoid a sweep here in this 2-game series on the road. They have not lost a series away from Safeco Field this year. That will be put to the test tonight. First pitch to Smith, and it rises high and outside for ball 1. They have the shift on for Seth. And as we saw before, the third baseman Solarte is swung over on the right side of the infield. Rays 1-0. And it's a strike. Very low in the zone, but a strike nonetheless. 1-1. Ray, 25 years old tonight, making just his 16th career Major League start. It is his 10th this season, made his debut a season ago. Drafted and developed by the Padres. His one to Smith is swung on and popped foul. This is out of play high off the third base side. And Smith behind in the count, 1-2. What a gorgeous night here from San Diego. 76 degrees at first pitch. The entire field is covered in shade at this hour, but still lots of sunshine up on the seats along right field and first base. 2 outs, the 1-2. Up and in. This lifts the elbows of Seth Smith up. And it's 2-2. Of course, Smith, the former Padre, back in 2014. Hit .266 with San Diego. 12 home runs, nearly 50 RBIs. He hunches over the plate, a left-handed hitter. He holds the bat high. The wide, the delivery. Smith swings and he lifts it into shallow left field. And the only man on that side is Ramirez, the shortstop. Dances over towards the line and very shallow left, just a few feet behind the infield dirt. And the shortstop Ramirez makes the catch for out number 3. Second straight 1-2-3 inning spun by Colin Ray. We go to the bottom of the third. It's now 4-1 Padres.
It's another event powered by the Junior Mariners. For tickets, visit mariners.com.
Seattle Mariners baseball
On 710 ESPN Seattle.
Mariners playing from behind early on here tonight. 4-1 San Diego, our Red Hook score. Solarte, Upton, and Norris, the middle third of the order, facing Miley. Miley's pitch to begin the last of the third inning and misses low and outside for ball 1. Well, Miley bounced back nicely in the second. Only 8 pitches to get 3 outs. The 1-0, and it's inside 2-0. That was following a 36-pitch first inning where Miley faced all 9 hitters. He rocks, fires, and this pitch in for a strike. Boy, that could have been ball 3, easily ruled a strike, and it's 2-1. The left-hander's pitch. Swinging a ground ball, 1 hop low, knee high to Seager at third base. Pumps, clutches, now fires onto first base in plenty of time. Solarte running about half speed into first base. And Seager, for some reason, just could not quite get a good grip on the ball, but was able to recover and get out number 1. Enjoy great Mariners baseball and a great deal when you head to Safeco Field. Tuesday at 7:10, the first 11,500 fans will receive a voucher good for up to half off 2 tickets on Alaska Airlines. Some restrictions apply. Log on to Mariners.com. Mariners.com/Alaska Air for details. First pitch to Upton, ball 1. Upton singled and scored back in the first inning. Miley fires and it misses in the dirt. 2-0. Now the Padres, if you combine the first inning last night and the first inning tonight, they have scored 10 runs in the first inning in this series. The next pitch, cut on and missed. Good fastball there from Miley. Haven't seen many swinging strikes so far tonight. There's 1, 2-1.
What's interesting to note is that all year long, up until a couple of games ago, they scored only 14 runs in the first inning.
The next pitch swinging, it's fouled off high off the right side, 2-2.
This will pad those numbers a little bit.
Yeah. Blew him out of the water. He scored more runs in the first inning the last 2 games than they did the first inning for the whole season.
2-2. Inside. And a full count. Miley missing with the fastball. Miley working quickly. The 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Upton whips on a changeup that time, but it's out number 2. First strikeout for Wade Miley this evening. Two outs, and it brings in the catcher, Derek Norris. We'll take a look around the Northwest Chevy Dealer scoreboard. A final from within the division. Pretty light slate around baseball tonight. The Diamondbacks behind Zach Greinke blank the Astros. Here comes the pitch to Norris. He swings and spoils it foul for strike 1. A matchup of two guys, two premier pitchers if you look back to last season. Different story this year, Dallas Keuchel and Zach Greinke. Greinke 7 scoreless for the win. Keuchel a quality start, 3 runs over 6, but dealt a loss. The 0-1 swinging, it's fouled. First base side again to the seats, nothing in 2. Well, time beginning to dwindle for the Astros. Houston now 25-30. They had won 5 in a row. They won last night on a George Springer walk-off home run. The 0-2, swinging a ground ball, pulled hard, foul over by third base. Still nothing in 2 to Norris.
Keuchel's ERA is now 5.5. He's the guy that won the Cy Young Award last year.
He's had some ugly starts. Yeah. That sinker not as effective this year, throwing a ton of cutters. The 0-2, swinging a ground ball, stiffly hit. Left side is through. Sardini's to his chest, can't get to it. And Norris extends the Padres' third. He's 2 for 2. A single into left. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network. A move to first base for Miley to keep an eye on Norris. He's back in standing. 2 outs, Norris at first base, 4-1 Padres. Bottom of the third inning. Alexi Ramirez climbs in. The pitch high and outside for ball 1. Well, last night a career night for the Padres shortstop. Ramirez tied his career high with 5 RBIs. It was only the second time in his career he had homered twice. The 1-0 swinging a ground ball off the hands. It hops over to Sardini's at shortstop, who scoops and throws to first base. It takes Lynn down the line, but he's able to keep his foot on the bag. And Ramirez is out to his counterpart, 6-3. Norris is stranded, and we're through 3 innings on a very pleasant night here from San Diego. Padres 4, and the Mariners 1.
Tax license fees additional. For details, visit AutoCenterNW.com.
Live play-by-play coverage of Seattle Mariners baseball is brought to you by. Now back to the action, only on the Mariners Radio Network.
4-1 Padres, our Red Hook score. We begin the top of the 4th inning. It's Robinson Cano, who has already extended his on-base streak to now 31 games, tying a career best mark. Cano will get his second crack at Colin Ray, a single earlier, and all set to go at the mic. Here's Rick.
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. Cano, Cruz, and Seager trying to get something going. They got that 1 run in the first when Cano scored on the base hit by Kyle Seager, but on that play, Cruz was out at third, trying to go from first to third. Colin Ray ready to go to work. He's retired the last 6 in a row. Tall right-hander still looking in, actually waiting for Robbie to get inside the batter's box. Now Robbie is set. And they have the shift on for him. Ray holds that glove right in front of his face. Long look in, the windup, and here's the pitch to Cano. Swung on, popped out of play on the third base side, and it's 0-1. Besides Bark in the Park night here at Petco Park, it's also Italian Heritage Night. My people are here at the ballpark.
Ironic timing? I think not, Rick. I think they looked at the schedule. They knew who was coming to town.
Italian meatballs served in the press room tonight for dinner. Coincidence? I think not. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, along with toasted cheese raviolis. So you got to connect the dots. It's all right there. Now the windup in the 1-1 to Robbie. Swung on, high fly ball into right field down the line. Back in toward the corner to the warning track goes Kemp, leaps up at the wall, and he makes the catch. Matt Kemp all the way into the corner where that section juts out into that right field corner. Matt Kemp timing his leap on the run to make the grab, and Robbie Cano is out number 1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Got a hanging breaking ball and hit it very well down that right field line, but there's 1 away.
That's a heck of a catch by Kemp. The foul pole is almost in play here, Rick. The foul pole actually juts out onto the playing surface in right field, and Kemp nearly collided with it. Looks like there's some padding on it, but nonetheless, it does not look like it'd be very pleasant.
Never figure out that one section of that right field corner that comes in toward the warning track here at Petco Park. Here's Nelson Cruz, and Nelly takes a look at ball 1. And Kemp had to negotiate around one of the angles of that wall in the corner. Here's a swing and a drive deep into the gap in right center field, heading to the beach, and this one is gone. Goodbye baseball. That thing was heading out to the park in the park, but onto the beach in right center field. A long home run off the bat of Nelson Cruz. His 11th home run of the season. Holy smokes, what a shot by Nelly, and it's now the Padres 4 and the Mariners 2 here in the top of the 4th. That was a bolt by Cruz. Nelly takes that pitch right on the outside corner and drives it way out to right center field. They have a new section right beyond the wall in right center that fans can get their groups there, and a lot of folks in that one area. Then there's the beach beyond it. Here is Kyle Seager, but a long home run to right center by Nelson Cruz. The pitch to Kyle, and it's a strike, and the count is 0-1.
445 feet, Rick.
445. Man, he was launching him in batting practice underneath the big scoreboard, the Padres vision board, way out in left field, way back into the upper deck in BP. Here's the pitch to Seager, inside for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's a strong man. 11 home runs now with 36 runs batted in for Cruz. He had 44 home runs last year. Here's the windup and the 1-1 to Seager. Swing and a pop up down the left field line, slicing foul, and on the track and bounces up into the seats. And the count is 1-2 on Kyle, who had an RBI single his last time up in the first.
I think it's fair to ask, do the guys know who gets picked by Blowers on Picks to Click? Because this is getting a little annoying at this point. Is this like incentive for some guys?
Well, we have a sponsor because of Mike.
Yeah.
On Picks to Click with the Matt Tuiasosopo called shot. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Center field. Backing up is Jay to his right. He's there and will make the catch as Seager flies out. So 2 outs, 1 run in, top of the 4th, 4-2 San Diego. And that home run by Nelson Cruz, that's going to be our great moment of the game. Brought to you by Frontier Communications. Have your own great moments. Throw cable to Frontier changeup. Switching to Frontier is the best way to strike out cable's high costs. Go to jlikesfrontier.com. Here's first baseman Adam Lynn. Lynn 0 for 1, hit a shot off the glove of the pitcher. Ray out to the third baseman Solarte, who is playing on the other side of second with a shift on. The pitch to Lynn, a strike called 0-1.
You ready to get put to the test, Rick?
Sure.
You've got an eye for exit velocity.
Yeah.
What do you think that was for Nelly?
That was 109.5. Here's the pitch inside on Lynn. Ball 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think they round up 111. You're pretty close. 111.
I was going to say 110. 111. I believe it. Not sure what that means, but it's 111. Here's the pitch of the way. Swing and a foul back and on a play by Lynn, and the count 1-2. What it means was he hit the ball really hard, and we saw it get out of the park in a hurry. Out toward the beach in right center field. Ray looks in, has the sign from Norris, and the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a shot off the side of the mound to the third baseman Solarte on the other side of the bag with a shift on. He's got it to throw to first in time to get Lynn, and that will retire the side. But in the top of the 4th inning, Mariners 1 run, 1 hit, the home run off the bat of Nelson Cruz. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Our score, the Padres 4, the Mariners 2.
Avoid investing errors. StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts.
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Our Red Hook score, it's now the Padres 4, the Mariners 2. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Petco Park in San Diego. Adam Rosales will lead it off. The pitch from Wade Miley is low and inside for ball 1. Rosales had a bloop double, a bloop single that drove in 2 runs in that 4-run bottom of the 1st inning for the Padres. And the next pitch misses for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Miley ready, the windup and the 2-0. Change up, strike on the outside corner at the knees. 2-1. When we get to Texas tomorrow night, game 1 of 3 with the Rangers. Taijuan Walker against Yu Darvish. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike on the inside corner at the knees. 2-2 on Rosales. Darvish will be making his second start of the year. Just activated off the DL. He was out for a long time after the Tommy John surgery. Mariners, Rangers tomorrow night from Globe Life Park. We'll see you on the radio at 4 for the pregame show. The windup and the 2-2. Swing and a line drive into left center field. Down for extra bases. All the way to the wall. Rosales the second. Off of the ball is Seth Smith. Rosales the turn. Heading for 3. The throw in cut off by the shortstop Sardinius. The relay to third. Not in time. Adam Rosales can motor, and he's on at third base with a leadoff triple. Into the gap in left center field. Long run for Seth Smith to flag it down. That breaking ball was up in the strike zone, and Rosales hit it hard. So Rosales at third, nobody out, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Colin Ray. Well, Miley top it out at 93 miles an hour tonight. Throwing gas brought to you by ExxonMobil. We fuel your journey. Stop by your local ExxonMobil today. Infield up close for a play at the plate. 4-2 Padres. The pitch to Ray. Swung on, fly ball. Shallow down the right field line. Over on the run is Cruz. He makes the catch. And the throw to the plate and holding at third base is Rosales. The throw to the plate to Ionnet on the fly from Nelson Cruz. And Rosales cannot score. So Colin Ray, the pitcher, flies out to Cruz down the right field line. Strong throw by Nelly.
Well, that's about as good as you can do it, especially with his momentum carrying him towards the seats in right field. And a throw a strike just a couple of feet up the line to third base.
Rosales holding at third, so 1 on and 1 away. 4-2 San Diego. The infield still up close. Here's John Jay. And the pitch swung on, line drive, left field line, slicing foul. 0-1. Jay is 2 for 2 tonight with a single, a double, and a run batted in. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. John Jay last year with the Cardinals hit only .210. 1 home run, 10 RBIs, played in 76 games. The 1-1 swing and a line drive, base hit center field. Here comes Rosales on to score. The Padres now lead it 5-2. What a night already for John Jay. RBI single, and he is 3 for 3 with 2 singles now and a double.
Now for Jay, he is some kind of locked in going back to the start of the series last night. Jay now has 7 hits in his last 8 at-bats. Tied a career high with 4 hits last night. And he's already got 3 this evening.
And he's on at first base, only 1 out. San Diego now with 5 runs already on 9 base hits. Here's the pitch to Will Myers. A strike called. Fastball on the inside corner at the knees. Myers is 0 for 2 as tapped out to Miley and also bounced into an inning, or rather a 6-4-3 double play in the second. The pitch. Strike on the inside corner. The count is 0-2. Will Myers, originally with the Kansas City Royals, traded away to Tampa Bay. And that big deal for Wade Davis. Pitch on the way, low and inside as Myers has to get out of the way, dance away from ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And moving on to San Diego.
There is some irony in the fact that he and James Shields are now on the same team, isn't there?
Traded for one another. They cross paths.
And now here they are again.
Shields and Davis going to Kansas City. Myers, the principal in the deal, going to Tampa Bay. Now they're together. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Myers for strike 3. And there's 2 outs for the Padres here in the bottom of the 4th. And here's right fielder Matt Kemp. Say, friends, sign up your little sluggers for the new free Mariners Kids Club powered by Junior Mariners. Membership includes newsletters and special offers. Plus, when you visit Safeco Field, kids get a wiffle ball, Kids Club badge, and more. Join the free Mariners Kids Club at mariners.com/kids. Here's right fielder Matt Kemp. The pitch on the way, low and inside for ball 1. We had a chance to visit with Matt talking about Ken Griffey Jr. going to the Hall of Fame on July the 24th. He was Kemp's hero growing up as a kid in Oklahoma. That had a chance to play against Griffey. Here's the stretch. Pitch to Kemp. Swung on. Ground ball pulled foul. Along the third base line. Count evens up on Kemp at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 run in here in the bottom of the 4th. A 5-2 San Diego lead. Wade Miley has already thrown 75 pitches in this game. Kemp back up there. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the 1st. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on. Ground ball to third. Right near the bag. Up with the ball is Kyle Seager. Toss across in time to get Kemp, and that will end the inning. San Diego 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. 1 man left on. We go to the top of the 5th here at Petco Park. Our score, the Padres 5 and the Mariners 2.
Find one of their 9 area Puget Sound locations near you. Go to 3010weightlossforlife.com.
His pitch swung on and missed by Iannetta. And the count is 0-1. San Diego adding another run in the bottom of the 4th inning. They had 4 in the 1st. Mariners got a run in the 1st and 1 run in the 4th on a long home run to right center by Nelson Cruz. Here's the pitch outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Checking out scores on your Northwest Chevy dealer scoreboard. Boston and Baltimore. The Orioles won at 12-7, but Xander Bogaerts another base hit for Boston. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. Ball 2. 2-1 on Iannetta. Xander Bogaerts, talented young shortstop for the Red Sox, now with a 26-game hitting streak. The windup by Ray and the 2-1. Iannetta swing and a ground ball to short. Up with the ball is Ramirez. The throw to first in time to get Iannetta, and there's 1 away. Major league record for hitting safely, 56 games. Joe DiMaggio back in 1941 with the Yankees. It was stopped in a game against the Cleveland Indians. Kenny Keltner, the third baseman, where the Indians made 2 outstanding plays to stop DiMaggio's streak at 56. And no one really has gotten too close to that record. Pete Rose had a 44-game hitting streak back in 1978. Paul Molitor had a 39-game streak back in 1987. Here's the pitch on the way to Luis Sardinas, and it misses for ball 1. Slow curveball from Ray. So that record by DiMaggio really has stood the test of time. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled away off the foot of Sardinas. The ball rolls all the way up the third base side by the Mariner dugout, and Sardinas is really hurting. He's walking off some of the hurt, taking a long walk to the left side of home plate, and now time is called as the catcher Norris goes out to have a talk with Ray. But Sardinas took a wicked foul ball off his foot or his shin, and he is really hurting right now. But he's taking some time trying to get back into the batter's box. Final game of the 2-game series here in San Diego. Final meeting of the year between these 2 ball clubs. And Sardinas is still hurting. He's still having a rough time. He's got 1 foot in the box and now 2. Count even at 1-1 on Luis. The windup by Ray and the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count of ball and 2 strikes. And he's having a rough time trying to put that pressure on his right leg. And the Mariners don't need any more injuries right now, but he's still hurting after that foul ball. Ray looks in. The windup and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball is low. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we mentioned Texas off today. We're going to be heading to Texas right after this ball game to take on the Rangers tomorrow night. Mariners got some help last night from the Cleveland Indians, who beat the Rangers 5-4. Here's the pitch, swung on, a little chopper along the first base line, going to be barehanded by the pitcher Ray. The throw to first, and it's just in time to get a hobbling Luis Sardinas. He was trying his best to hustle up that line after taking a foul ball off his foot or his shin, but he is out number 2. The pitcher Colin Ray getting over to that line to get to it and getting the throw to first baseman Will Myers. So 2 outs, and here's the pitcher Wade Miley. Padres lead 5-2 here in the top of the 5th. Well, friends, Mariners kids Sunglasses Day is set for Sunday, June the 12th, when the Mariners take on the Rangers. Thanks to Aquafina, all kids 14 and under can pick up these cool shades just in time for summer. Tickets for the entire family are available at Mariners.com. Miley takes a look at a strike, 0-1 on Wade. Here's the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, little tapper back toward the mound, picked up by the pitcher Ray. He's got it to throw to first in time to get Miley, and that will end the inning. For the Mariners in the fifth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Halfway point, we go to the bottom of the fifth on a beautiful Thursday night here in San Diego. Our score, it's the Padres 5 and the Mariners 2.
Fans take home a gold beach towel with the blue Kings Court K on it. It's perfect for summer in the Northwest. For tickets, visit Mariners.com.
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Our Red Hook score, the Padres 5 and the Mariners 2. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning here at Petco Park. Rick Riz along with Aaron Goldsmith and producer engineer Kevin Kremen. What a night out for baseball here in San Diego. We had some cloud cover, a marine layer last night, cloudy skies, but tonight absolutely perfect. Not a cloud in the sky here in San Diego. Yangervis Solarte will lead off the bottom of the fifth inning, 0 for 2 on the night, as Miley delivers a slow curve outside for ball one. Solarte safe in a fielder's choice, scored a run in the first, has grounded out to Seager at third. Here's the pitch, swung on, line drive, base hit left field. Up with the ball is Smith. Seth gets the throw in, and Solarte joining the hit parade for the Padres tonight. 10 base hits for San Diego against Wade Miley, and here is left fielder Melvin Upton Jr. Well, it's time for the Farmers Friendly Review. When it comes to insuring your home, be smart about it. Call your local Farmers agent today to learn more about their new Farmers Smart Plan homeowners product. San Diego 4 in the first and 1 in the fifth. Here's the pitch, swung on, fly ball right center field, back of the ball, Norioki, he's there, reaches up on the run to make the catch. And back to first goes Solarte as Upton flies out to right center field. 1 on and 1 away. Mariners got a run in the first on an RBI single by Kyle Seager, and a run in the fourth on a home run way out of here to right center field by Nelson Cruz. His 11th home run of the year. 3 big bats in the Mariners order. Cano, Cruz, and Seager are on pace to hit over 30 home runs and to drive in over 100. Here's catcher Derek Norris, right-handed hitter. Miley has thrown a lot of pitches, delivers, and it's low and inside, and a good stop by Iannetta as he races out from behind home plate to get to that pitch. Ball one on Norris, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a run scored, and a run batted in. And the Padres have been mighty tough on the Mariners the 2 games here in San Diego. Different story back home in Seattle when the Mariners swept that 2-game series. Here's the pitch, swung on, lined over the head of Sardinius at short into left center. Up with the ball again is Smith. Down to second goes Solarte on a single left by Derek Norris, and he's now 3 for 3. So Wade Miley's been hit hard here in the first half of this outing against the Padres.
Yeah, if you go back to that first inning, there was a seeing-eye ground ball off the bat of Upton that split the left side. There was a little bit of a parachute single from Rosales that dropped in there to play 2. There were a couple of balls that were hit pretty well, but there were a few that you could say that, well, maybe if somebody was just lined up someplace else, then maybe not have gone through. But it's been kind of a different story since then.
Here's the pitch to shortstop Alexa Ramirez, and he looks at a strike. 0-1.
I've seen a lot of line drives at this point.
Leaving that breaking ball up, and the location with the fastball not as good as he would like it to be. Ramirez has walked, has grounded out to short, and the pitch, a strike on the inside corner. The count is 0-2 on Ramirez. Padres off to a 1-0 start in June. In April they were 9-15, in May 11-18. The owner not too happy with the ball club, Ron Fowler. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Inside for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away. Smith in left, Oki in center, Cruz in right. Runners get their leads. Miley quick step off, and he looks Solarte back to the bag at second. Miley taking some time. Here's the stretch. And the 1-2 to Ramirez, swinging a ground ball up the middle in the center field for a base hit. Solarte running third, being waved in. Up with the ball is Oki. The throw to the plate, way up the third base line. Iannetta has to go get it. Ramirez with an RBI single to center, scoring Solarte from second. The Padres now lead 6-2. Down to second, and holding there is Derek Norris. So San Diego keeping the pressure on Wade Miley. 6 runs are in, 4 in the first, 1 in the fourth, and now another run here in the fifth. 6-2 Padres. And the batter is second baseman Adam Rosales, and still only 1 out here in the fifth. Time is called. Iannetta out to the mound, and that's going to just kind of give somebody a little time to get up in the bullpen and start throwing.
Dating back to Miley's time in this division with Arizona, he's pitched in this ballpark a pretty good amount. This is his 9th start here from Petco Park, and this is his worst. Most hits allowed, most runs allowed, as now Mike Montgomery starts to stir.
He's had a rough time against San Diego. Career mark of 1-6 with a 4.60 ERA in 12 starts against the Padres. 72 in the third innings. He's given up 37 earned runs prior to tonight. Here's the pitch to Rosales, and it's low and inside for ball 1. Interleague play, Miley is 8-4 with a 4.78 ERA. Norris at second, Ramirez at first. The pitch swung on, ground ball wide of third, backhanded by Sardinas, fires to Cano at second, just in time to get Ramirez. Luis Sardinas quickly to his right to backhand that ball, wheeled around and fired over to Robbie Cano. Close play, but they get Alexi Ramirez at second for the second out of the inning. Nice play by Sardinas. On the play, Norris will get to third. Rosales safe at first base on a 6-4 fielder's choice, but 2 outs.
Awfully close at second base, but the right call. He was out.
Strong throw by Sardinas. Here is the pitcher, Colin Ray. The pitch from Miley, low and inside for ball 1. That was a big second out for Miley with the pitcher coming up. 1 run in. Here's the pitch, and it's low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Ray is 0 for 2. A fielder's choice in the first, and he has flied out to Cruz in right field. The 2-0 pitch swung on, ground ball, foul along the third base line. That was hit hard, but just foul. Seager to his right could not get to it, but it's a foul ball, and the count is now 2-1 on the pitcher, Ray. Colin Ray, R-E-A, just recalled from AAA El Paso. Miley looks in, and the lefty's 2-1 pitch. That's inside, and a balk is called on Miley. First base umpire Mark Rippinger saying that Miley did not come to a complete stop, and now Miley is walking over to Rippinger. He's upset. Robbie Cano steps in between Miley and Rippinger, and Robbie Cano saves Miley right there. And now time called. Scott Service out to the mound as Robbie Cano, great job to get Miley away from Rippinger, but a balk called. That forces in Norris from third. Rosales will get down to second, and the Padres now lead 7-2. Wade Miley from the stretch. He went to his belt, then brought his hands up, and then fired away from there. Joe West, the crew chief, who's the third base umpire, is talking things over with Miley, while Service is still having a conversation with the first base umpire, Mark Rippinger. Joe West is on the mound visiting with Cano and with Miley and with Seager and with Iannetta, but the balk is called, and Norris scores from third. 7-2 San Diego. So the Padres get another run. That's 2 runs in here in the top half of the fifth inning. Miley walked all the way over to have a talk with Rippinger, and Cano stepped in. Here we go. And now the pitch on the way to Ray. Swing and a foul, backing out of play, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And basically Wade Miley walked over to Rippinger at first, the umpire, and said, "What did I do?" Rosales out at second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Miley looked back. And the 2-2 is high and outside. Ball 3. Full count 3-2. John Jay is due up next. Montgomery warming up down to the bullpen. Here's the set, and the next offer on the way. Swing and a high fly ball out of play. Pulled foul on the left field side. And the count is still 3-2 on the pitcher, Ray. And that was the 93rd pitch of the game thrown by Wade Miley. And if he doesn't get Ray, that might be it for Miley. Pitch number 4 coming up from Miley. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's down low for ball 4, and he walked the pitcher. That was the first walk given up by Wade Miley, and now the Padres have runners on at first and second with 2 outs. Make it the second walk given up by Miley. And here comes manager Scott Service out of the dugout, and that is going to be it for Miley. 94 pitches in this game. Padres lead 7-2, 2 on, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. This call to the pen brought to you by Sunset Trucks.
A disappointing start tonight for Wade Miley. He cannot escape the 5th. 4 2/3 innings, 12 hits, and 7 runs all earned. He is responsible for 2 base runners. Those 7 runs, a season high. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 94 pitches for Miley, 59 strikes. He now turns things over to the bullpen. And Mike Montgomery facing the Padres for the second time in just a couple of days, or a few days really. As Montgomery, very strong numbers this year, a 1.50 ERA, making his 20th appearance of the season here tonight. Opponents hitting just 182 off of the lefty.
And he will face John Jay. 2 aboard, 2 outs, 2 in. Here's the pitch of the way, swinging a ground ball right off the top of the mound and into center field for a base hit. Rosales running third, heading home, and he will score. Norioki up with the ball, soft tossing it into second base. John Jay with his 4th base hit of the night. And his second run batted in, already 4 for 4, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th. And the Padres now lead it 8-2. Fastball that was up in the strike zone, and John Jay hit it hard right back up the middle, scoring Rosales from second. Ray, the pitcher, will get down to second base, and Jay is on at first. Still only 2 outs, and here is Will Myers. So the Padres have scored in bunches. 4 in the 1st, 3 here in the 5th, 1 in the 4th. Here's the pitch. Low and inside in the dirt. The ball gets on by Iannetta, hits off the backstop, ricochets right back to him. And both runners advance on a wild pitch. Ray to third, and Jay down to second base. And this has been a mighty, mighty, mighty tough bottom of the 5th inning. 8-2 San Diego. Myers, the hitter, 0 for 3. Bounce back to the pitcher. That was Miley back in the 1st. Hit into a double play. Struck out in the 4th. Runners their leads. The stretch by Montgomery. And the left-hander delivers. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Way to his right. Cano can't get to it. A base hit. Here comes Ray. Rounding third is Jay. And Jay will score behind Colin Ray. 2 more runs are in on a base hit by Will Myers. And the Padres now lead it 10-2. Will Myers with a single up the middle, 2 RBIs. The Padres have scored 5 times here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They have 10 runs already tonight and 5 here in the 5th. And the last, 2 of the last 3 runs charged to Miley. So the book is closed on Miley. 9 runs off of Miley, and now 1 run off of Mike Montgomery. And here is Matt Kemp. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on, line drive, center field. That's in there for a base hit. Aoki has to play it on a hop, knocks it down, and now Myers running second, heading for third. The throw to Seager at third, not in time. Myers made the turnaround second. He saw that bobble by Aoki in center field, and he took off at third. And the throw to Kyle Seager not in time to try to get Myers. Kemp is on at first base with a solid base hit. So 3 consecutive hits off of Mike Montgomery, and now time is called. Pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre Jr. out to the mound to have a talk with Monty. And the Padres have now batted around for 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. They have runners on at first and third, still 2 outs. And here is Yangervis Solarte, who led off this inning with a base at the left field off of Wade Miley. So for the second time, here is Solarte in the 5th inning. San Diego scored 14 runs last night. Here's the pitch to Solarte, and it's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And they hit 10 runs tonight. 24 runs for the Padres in a game and a half. The 0-1. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. 0-2 the count.
Well, needless to say, this is the furthest thing from what we expected, especially these two games here in San Diego against one of the lowest ranking offenses in all the game, not just the National League.
And the 0-2. Breaking ball is low and inside to Solarte for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And the 9 earned runs tonight for Miley, one shy of his career high. 2014, 10 earned runs against Kansas City.
9 runs tonight in the 1-2 pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And over the past week, it's been a tough run for the starters. Miley just 4 2/3 innings tonight. James Paxton only 3 2/3 innings last night and gave up 8 runs on 10 hits. Here's the pitch, up and in on Solarte, ball 3. 3-2 the count. Iwakuma won 7 the other night at home against San Diego in that 16-4 win. Nathan Carnes went 6 2/3. Prior to that, 4 1/3 innings, 4 innings, 6 innings. Here's the stretch. And the 3-2 pitch, low and inside for ball 4. And the Padres keep it going here in the bottom of the 5th. They now have the bases loaded. Montgomery walking Solarte. He's on at first. Kemp down at second. Myers is on at third. And here is Melvin Upton Jr. Upton is 1 for 3 with a single, and he scored a run back in the first. That's when the Padres scored 4 runs. They lead 10-2. The stretch and the pitch. Swing and a line drive into the gap in right center field. Myers will score. Kemp running third. He'll score. Oki's throw in is going to be cut off by Cano. Around to third goes Solarte. Upton with a 2-run single with 2 outs. And the Padres now lead it by a score of 12-2. 7 runs are in for San Diego here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And everything has been hit hard. Mike Montgomery has yet to record that final out here in the 5th inning. Miley got 2 outs. But 7 runs in here in the bottom of the 5th. 12-2 San Diego. And here's Derek Norris. And the Padres continue to pile on. Pitch on the way to Norris. Low and inside, and that hits him. Montgomery hits Derek Norris on the foot, and he's on at first base, hit by a pitch. And the Padres have the bases reloaded. Upton will get down to second. Already at third is Solarte. The Padres have had 11 base runners in this bottom of the 5th, and 7 have come around to score. And that'll bring up Alexi Ramirez, who had an RBI single in this 5th inning.
Now you consider that Montgomery had given up just 1 earned run his last 25 innings. He had a scoreless streak of 14 2/3. This has been a mess here tonight.
Here's the set by Monty. Delivers to Ramirez. A strike called, 0-1. And Monty hoping to stop the bleeding here in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to apply the tourniquet. Cody Martin just called up from AAA Tacoma. A right-hander warming up down in the Mariners bullpen. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Way outside. Not even close. And it's ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Martin coming up from Tacoma. The Mariners earlier today, if you haven't heard, have designated for assignment veteran right-hander Joel Peralta. We wish him the best. And Cody Martin up from Tacoma, getting loose. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a hard hit ground ball, foul on the third base side past Coach Glenn Hoffman, Trevor's older brother, and the count is 1-2 on Ramirez. Joel Peralta, one of the more likable guys we've met down through the years.
No doubt about that, Rick.
Just didn't work out over the last month, but early in the season he was very effective. Pitching that 8th inning with Benoit in the DL. Here's the pitch and a swing and a foul back by Ramirez, and the count is still a ball and 2 strikes. Always a smile on his face. He had that first locker when the guys walked into the clubhouse just to the right as he entered the clubhouse. Long rectangular clubhouse. You entered right through the middle of that rectangle, and Peralta's locker was the first one off to your right, and he was always there every morning at spring training to greet you with a smile. Here's the 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss by Ramirez for strike 3, and that will finally retire the side. But the Padres send 10, 11, 12, 13 men to the plate, and they bat around for 7 runs. We go to the top half of the 6th there in San Diego. It's now the Padres 12 and the Mariners 2.
And tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, we go to the top half of the 6th inning tonight here in San Diego. The Padres now lead it by a score of 12-2 for the play-by-play. Here's Aaron.
Thank you, Rick. As we start the top of the 6th inning, Mariners have a big hole to climb out of. They'll start off with Norioki. As Colin Ray's received some run support tonight, to say the least. The right-hander's pitch to Oki. He swings and grounds it foul. Over past first base for strike 1. Now the Padres offense has come out of hibernation here in San Diego the last couple of days. 14 runs last night. A dozen so far this evening as we start the 6th. The Y and the 0-1. Check swing does not go. And looks at a ball. Just barely missing above the strike zone, 1-1. As we check in around the Northwest Chevy Dealer scoreboard, a unique score update for you tonight as we check in on the farm. The 1-1, swinging it's fouled over the screen, 1-2. As we check in on Ketel Marte, who has singled and scored a run tonight, leading off for the Rainiers. You might be interested in the starting pitcher tonight for the Salt Lake City Bees. It is none other than Tim Lincecum. So Marte singled off of Lincecum tonight. The pitch, and it's low, 2-2. Lincecum, who did not appear on a roster in spring training, held what you could call a miniature showcase for Major League scouts. The Giants were kind enough to let him work out at their facility, although he was not under contract. The 2-2, swinging, it's popped up softly on the infield. Over to Ramirez, the shortstop waits a while and now drifts off to his left and makes the catch high above his ball cap for round number 1. Oki pops to short. 1 up, 1 down. And it brings in Seth Smith. Lincecum latched on with the Angels. And he is rounding back into form, trying to get back up to the major leagues to pitch with Anaheim. That is certainly the plan. Lincecum back-to-back Cy Young Award winners, the former Husky. Won the National League Cy Young in 2008, 2009 as well. Was an all-star 4 straight seasons. First pitch to Smith, and it's a strike on the outside corner.
Should have a pretty good crowd at that ball game.
I think so. What a delivery from Lincecum. That was one of the more unique ones in recent years. The 0-1, and a misses, 1 ball and 1 strike.
For a little guy, he had a long stride down the front slope of the mound, and then he had that little ankle kick that seemed to give him a little bit more torque when he released the ball, and he was something for a long time.
The 1-1. It's inside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Smith with 1 out, nobody on, top of the 6th inning. Padres leading by 10. Lincecum led the majors in strikeouts in his second season, 2008. Led the National League in punch-outs the following year and then the next year as well. The pause and the 2-1. And a misses low. Smith up in the count now, 3-1. Lincecum at one point had a combined no-hitter as a member of the Huskies. Born in Bellevue, high school in Renton at Liberty High. 1 out, bases empty, 12-2 San Diego. Ray winds and fires, and this is swung on and popped up a mile high. First base side, foul territory. Myers has lost it in the lights. Up in the sky, rather. This is into the seats. Myers just put his palms up towards the sky, had no idea where that ball was, and it was well out of his range. Count pushes full.
Saw it going up, lost it coming down. They have the new LED lights here at Petco Park. The Mariners have had them now for a couple of years.
We see those over in Arlington as well. Globe Life Park.
But Myers threw his arms off to his side. Can't see it. It was way into the box seats.
The 3-2. Swinging, this is lifted foul off the left side. Still a full count. Now you look back at that 2006 first round for Tim Lincecum when he was taken 10th overall by the Giants. He was taken a pick before Max Scherzer. He was taken 2 picks after Clayton Kershaw.
Pretty good draft.
Man, that's not bad at all. Luke Hochevar was taken number 1 that year by Kansas City. The 3-2. And it's up high. Smith earns a 1-out walk. 1 out, 1 on as we pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network. 1 out, 1 on for Robinson Cano. Mariners trailing by 10 at the top of the 6th inning. Cano extended his on-base streak to 31 games in the first, a single into left field. And has tied a career best mark for Cano. 3rd time in his career he's reached in 31 straight. The pitch, a strike. You think about that first round. So if you include Scherzer, who was taken 11th overall, Kershaw, Lincecum, and Scherzer were taken in the top 11. And those 3 have combined for 6 Cy Young Awards, an MVP. Lincecum, 2 no-hitters, both against the Padres.
Number 3 pick that year wasn't too shabby either.
Longorian. The 0-1. Swinging a line drive into left field. It drops in for a base hit. Cano reaches base for the 2nd time. Mariners have a couple of base runners. He pushes Smith into second. So Cano, a single in the 6th. Smith, who walked at second base now, and this will bring in Nelson Cruz. So 2 perfect games, or 2 no-hitters from Lincecum, a couple from Scherzer. Kershaw no-hit the Rockies 2 seasons ago. Tough to go wrong there. And Kershaw right now having a historic season. Here's Nelson Cruz. The first pitch, Nelly swings and rattles it foul. 0-1. Padres leading by 10 runs, 1 out, 2 on, top of the 6th inning. That's our Red Hook score. Kershaw right now is tied with Jake Arrieta for the lowest ERA in baseball at a 1.56. The set and the 0-1. It's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kershaw has struck out 105 hitters. He has walked 5 over about 87 innings.
That's ridiculous.
The 1-1. Swinging a ground ball, chops foul past third. It's 1-2. Rick, he has faced 309 hitters. This is Kershaw. He has walked 5 of them, and he has hit 1 of them.
And this is a guy that throws a really big curveball. I mean, that thing has a lot of break to it. He's able to command that pitch along with the fastball.
That curveball might be the best pitch in baseball this year. It's on a short list if it's not. The 1-2. Outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners trying to get some runs back here in the top of the 6th inning with 1 out. Smith walked. Cano laced a single into left field. So the Mariners have some base runners on after Ray had sat down 13 of his previous 14 hitters. The pause and the pitch. Well outside, a full count. Seager is on deck. The only blemish in that span of retiring 13 of 14 was the mammoth 445-foot home run by Nelson Cruz out to right center field in the fourth. Full count to Cruz. Ray fires, swinging a high pop-up. Fly ball into right field. This sends Kemp moving over, foul ground. This is a foul ball onto the warning track, and it lands into the seats, so still 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cruz. Padres got 4 runs in the first, a run in the fourth, and then a 7th spot in the 5th inning. Mariners playing from behind in a major way. The 3-2. Cruz swings and spoils it. Foul again off the hands, over the screen. Cruz reached on an error in the first inning. The home run in the fourth was his 11th of the season. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cruz. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swinging a broken bat, a little flare into shallow center field. It drops well in front of Jay. It pushes Smith into third base and Cano to second. Nelson Cruz with his second base hit tonight, a broken bat single. And this will bring out Darren Balls, the pitching coach.
That fastball by Colin Ray really ran into the hands of Nelson Cruz, but he's so strong. That ball hit off the handle, broke his bat, but he's so strong he's able to lift it out there in shallow center field for the base hit to load the bases.
So the Mariners now have him loaded for Seager. And Ray in trouble really for the first time since the first inning. Seager got the first run across home plate for the Mariners tonight, an RBI single into left center. For Kyle, that was his 34th RBI of the season. Well, the Mariners entered this series as the only team in baseball with 3 players with 10 home runs and 30 RBIs, but that changed last night. Josh Donaldson drove in his 30th run for the Blue Jays, so they now have a trio with those numbers. Bags packed for Seager. The pitch. And it's outside for ball 1. Now Seager for his career has been very good in these situations. A .333 hitter with the bags packed. He's got 3 grand slams to his name. The 1-0. Seager swings, jumps on it, drives it out to right field. Kemp racing back. This is onto the warning track. It's off the base of the wall. Smith scores. Cano's coming home right behind him. Cano scores. Cruz goes first to third as Seager has driven in 3 runs tonight. He brings in 2 with a double. The Mariners trying to inch back into this one as they now trail 12-4.
How about Kyle Seager? 4 for 5 last night, and now he's 2 for 3 tonight. 6 for 8 in the series, the 2-game series, and 3 runs batted in of the 4 runs tonight for the Mariners.
Now Seager, who just blistered through the month of May, has just continued to hit in the early days of June. So runners at second and third base for the Mariners now. Seager the double. Cruz, who's singled, now stands at third. And we're going to have a pitching change. Here comes Andy Green, first-year skipper for the Padres. That's it for Ray. Third time through the order, he gets roughed around. With 1 out, he is put on 4 consecutive hitters. A walk, a single, another single, and now a 2-run double. We'll step aside. We've got a pitching change here from San Diego, top of the 6th. 1 out, 2 on. It's 12-4 Padres.
Lee to face hand. The first pitch is low for ball 1. Rick, we need to take a picture of this because there's just no way that you can really explain it.
Oh, on the board. The outfit.
You know, it is Bark in the Park night, as Rick mentioned earlier. And up on the video board in left field, they have, yes, the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-0. The first time through the order, they have put some pictures, or pardon me, they've put outfits on the headshots, the full body headshots of the Mariners that are somewhat cat themed. And THU's will test our description abilities, I think it's safe to say, Rick.
Yeah.
Runners at second and third base. 2 runs in for the Mariners. 1 out. Top of the 6th inning. The pause to pitch. And Lee looks at ball 2. Well, THU is wearing what appears to be some sort of green and black long sleeve shirt with an enormous cheeseburger right in the middle of his chest with an obese white cat sitting on top of the bun.
Mm-hmm.
And there you have it.
Good description.
That means a lot. The pitch. It's a strike. And there are little cheeseburgers all around the shirt as well. So you have the massive cheeseburger with red onion and lettuce and a nice slice of cheddar cheese, some very ripe tomatoes, a couple of patties. This is a hamburger that only THU Lee could possibly finish off, with an enormous THU Lee white cat on top of it.
Either him or Paul Bunyan.
The 2-2. Clobbered high to the video board in left field. This is up to the Western Metal Supply Building on the second deck. THU Lee absolutely killed that pitch. 3-run home run from THU Lee off the bench. And the Mariners are suddenly in this ball game. It's 12-7 Padres.
Mariners have some life now in this ball game. THU Lee, incredible off the bench. He is now 4 for 14 as a pinch hitter with 2 home runs and 7 runs batted in. So 5 runs are in here in the 6th. The other pinch hit home run was that walk-off home run back home way back when on April the 13th in the bottom of the 10th inning that beat the Texas Rangers 4-2. This one out to the Western Metal Supply Company building in that second terrace level.
3-run homer. Bases empty. Here's Zaynetta. And the first pitch misses low.
12-7.
That sounds a little better.
They're within striking distance.
A 5-run inning here for the Mariners. The 1-0. And it's outside. Zaynetta ahead 2-0. That was enormous. That is one of the most mammoth home runs we will see all season. Might have to keep that headshot around a little longer.
The lucky cheeseburger with a cat on top of it.
The 2-0 and a misses downstairs. 3-0. You know, sometimes when they tell you the home run distance, you just can't believe it. As they say that, and we will emphasize when they say estimated, 373 feet for THU Lee. That was destroying.
It's 336 down that left field line.
The 3-0. Oh, they're going to call a strike. Zaynetta was gliding across the plate, about ready to fling the bat. That was a borderline pitch. Ruled a strike. It's 3-1. 12-7 in favor of the Padres. The Mariners coming back here in the 6th inning. Seager a 2-run double. Lee a 3-run homer. The 3-1 pitch cut on and missed. Full count. Well, Aoki popped up to short to begin this inning. The next 5 Mariners hitters have all reached. The payoff pitch to Zaynetta, swinging a ground ball, chopping to Rosales, the second baseman. Scoops it up low, right by his ankles, throws on to first. For round number 2. 4-3 put out. So the Mariners have homered twice in this game tonight. We've seen a lot of home runs for the Mariners recently. They came into this game leading baseball. They now have 80 home runs on the season. They have 5 more than the Mets entering tonight, the team in second place. Here comes the first pitch to Sardinas, and it's a strike. With that home run, THU Lee becomes the first Mariners rookie with multiple pinch hit homers in a season.
Lee, of course, not your typical rookie, but a rookie here in the States nonetheless. The 0-1. And it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gutierrez is on deck. He will bat in the pitcher spot for Miley. Should Sardinias reach base. 2 outs, nobody on. 12-7 Padres. The 1-1. He swings and shoots this foul deep down the right side of the seats. It's 1-2. That home run by Lee is one of the most beautiful things we have seen all year, and we've seen a lot of big homers, but that one in particular was enormous. That looked like it would have a chance to at least hit off the facade of the third deck at one point in its flight. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Sardinias down swinging. Flips the bat up in the air. As that will end it for the Mariners' 6th inning, but a very productive 6th. 8 hitters, and the Mariners bring 5 runs across the plate. Seager a 2-run double, and Dae-Ho Lee a mammoth 3-run pinch hit homer. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 12-7 Padres.
For your overall health. It can improve your
Provide. That's why Northwest Farmers fight.
Mariners.com.
Seattle Mariners baseball
On 710 ESPN Seattle.
Oh, Kyle Seager and Dae-Ho Lee have helped to bring the Mariners back into this game. Seager a 2-run double. Meanwhile, Dae-Ho Lee off the bench. A 3-run pinch hit homer. A colossal home run. No surprise there. And the Mariners now trail by a much more manageable score of 12-7. Still a ways to go. But the Mariners were down 12-2 entering that top of the 6th. New pitcher up on the mound. It is Cody Martin. We saw Cody in spring training. He is making his debut here tonight. The pitch. Swing, and it's fouled off the bat of Rosales. Up to the seats. For strike 1. Sean O'Malley is at shortstop. Meanwhile, Dae-Ho Lee is at first base. Martin making his Mariners debut tonight. He is pitching in just his 26th career Major League game. The 0-1. Swing and a tick foul. Straight back 0-2. Martin made his Major League debut last season. He pitched for both the Braves and the Oakland A's. Martin's numbers in AAA Tacoma were not pretty. He says, though, that he pitched better than the numbers indicated. An ERA of over 5.5. The 0-2. Swinging a ground ball, chopping softly to third base. Seager into the grass, scoops, throws on the run, and it's in time to get Rosales at first base. Fine work by Kyle Seager. 1 up, 1 down, a tough play. And Cody Martin retires, the first man that he faces in a Mariners uniform.
Kyle makes that play so very well. He was thinking, do I barehand this ball or do I make the transfer, use my glove? And he was so quick, he was able to use his glove, make that transfer so quickly, and on the run, a strong, accurate throw over to Dae-Ho Lee. Kyle Seager, such a great job defensively at third base.
1 out here is, this looks like it will be Ramirez pinch hitting. Alexi Ramirez. Amarista, pardon me. Amarista pinch hitting for the pitcher Ray in the number 9 spot. 1 out, and the 1-0. He swings, flubs it into right field, straightaway right. Cruz came in, now goes back, and Cruz reaches up above the bill of his cap and stabs it to make the catch. He put a hole right through that ball as Cruz, now wearing a smile on his face, he went in, had to race back, a little panic, and is able to pick the catch right into the palm of his glove.
Nice recovery right there by Nelson Cruz. You're right. He started to come in and went, whoop, that ball has some carry to it. The ball hit by Amarista, and he raced back on the run and had the leap up with that run heading toward the warning track. Nice catch by Cruz.
First pitch to John Jay, swinging a ground ball up the middle into center field. O'Malley went diving off to his left, couldn't get there. And John Jay has just picked up nothing but hits. He now has 9 hits in his last 10 at-bats. And this is his first career 5-hit game. He is 5 for 5 tonight. He had 4 hits last night. A 5-hit game for the Padres leadoff man. He extends the bottom of the 7th. That brings in Will Myers. Two outs, a man at first. And Martin's pitch is inside for ball 1. Now Cody with some Northwest roots. He's from California. Went to high school there, but played his college ball up in Spokane with the Zags. And now pitching once again in the Northwest. A long pause now, a move and a throw to first base will keep John Jay close. Now Cody Martin had almost every role for the Rainiers this season. He was a starter, he was a reliever, pitched in long relief at times. About the only thing he did not do is pitch back-to-back days. The 1-0. Swinging a ground ball off the hands. It moves O'Malley back a couple of steps at shortstop. He gloves chest high, makes an accurate throw onto first, and Myers is retired 6-3. Cody Martin making his Mariners debut here tonight in San Diego. Spins a scoreless bottom of the 6th inning. We're up to the 7th. Padres 12, Mariners 7.
Science Surgeons, WSECU, your Puget Sound Acura dealers.
Now back to the action, only on the Mariners Radio Network.
Well, new pitcher up on the hill for the Padres. It's lefty Ryan Buchter. We saw Buchter in Game 2 back in Seattle. So Buchter becomes the 3rd pitcher tonight by manager Andy Green. He takes over for Brad Hand. Needless to say, Hand, a rough one. If you look at just the home run by Dae-Ho Lee, a pinch hit 3-run homer. Lee's run, the only one charged to Hand. He allowed 2 inherited runners to score. Colin Ray got the start in this game tonight, went 5 1/3 innings, then Hand. And now it is Buchter to pitch to batters 9, 1, and 2 in the top of the 7th inning. And Sean O'Malley will lead things off for the Mariners here in the last of the 7th. Buchter making his 26th appearance of the season. Stingy ERA, .77. Opponents hitting just 135 against him. He's a tough customer. Facing Sean O'Malley, his first at-bat tonight. The left-hander's first pitch. O'Malley batting righty, looks at ball 1. Well, the Mariners, a run in the first, a run in the 4th, and then came storming back, a 5-run, 4-hit 6th inning. The pause and the pitch. It's high and outside, 2-0. Well, that's 4 runs tonight for the Mariners. That gets you 50% off any Papa John's regular menu price online order tomorrow. Just enter promo code Mariners4 at papajohns.com for 50% off your order. Better ingredients, better pizza at Papa John's. The next pitch inside, and O'Malley out of the gates is ahead in the count, 3-0. Now the Mariners looked toast in this game tonight until the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch. And a strike, 3-1. 12-7 Padres, our Red Hook score. No batting gloves for O'Malley here tonight. Here's the 3-1. It's a strike. O'Malley thought that was a ball, and it was. O'Malley was a half step across home plate. That pitch missed outside. Ruled a strike, so a full count. O'Malley leading off the Mariners 7th. Facing a tough lefty. Here comes the pitch. He swings, gets tied up, comes up empty. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball down and in on the hands. And Buchter strikes out the first man that he sees. Well, this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners Baseball Club. 1 up, 1 down to the top of the order. It brings in Aoki. And the pitch to Norrie. He swings and lifts it high and foul off the left side for strike 1.
New baseball out to Buchter. As the Mariners tonight trying to avoid a 2-game sweep of the Padres. Remember, they have not lost a road series this year. As Buchter looked like he maybe got something caught in his eye, was wiping his eye with the sleeve of his jersey top. He's ready, the 0-1. Swinging a defensive swing. Fouled back, 0-2. A lot of room down the line in right field for Aoki. Kemp is shaded far towards the gap in right center field. Here comes the pitch. And Aoki takes low and outside for ball 1. Mariners have homered twice tonight. Cruz, a 445-foot blast out to right center field, and then Lee pinch hitting with a bomb out to left. The 1-2. Swing, and it's lined straight back. Aoki just flicking the bat across the plate. Stays alive, still 2-strike count, 1-2.
And he took that pitch almost right out of the glove of the catcher, Derek Norris. Fight off that pitch, keep the at-bat alive.
Buchter looks in, now comes Stet, stretches out his arms. The 1-2. Swinging a chop off the plate up the third base line. Fair ball. Buchter picks it up, bobbles, goes to throw. It doesn't have the baseball in his hand. Aoki reaches on an infield single. 1 out and 1 on. We step aside for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
Hey, Mariners fans. Brock Hewitt here from the Brock and Salk Show. The Mariners will wrap.
Gutierrez will bat for Seth Smith with the lefty Buchter up on the hill. So Smith done for the night. He finishes 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Padres 12, Mariners 7. Top of the 7th inning. 1 out, 1 on. And Goody's first at bat tonight. Buchter working from the third base side of the rubber. And the lefty's pitch zips in there outside at 92 for ball 1. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 devices. Includes a free subscription to At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Visit Mariners.com for details. Aoki at first, 1 down. The 1-0, high and outside for ball 1. Well, we mentioned earlier it is Bark in the Park night. And the first time up for every hitter, there has been a very feline-themed headshot. And, Rick, I'm going to leave this one up to you.
Yeah, that's a psychedelic robe that Goody's wearing on the Padres visit board with a cat that probably weighs about 80 pounds wearing glasses. They're like Harry Carey glasses on the cat.
That's perfect, right?
Yeah. It's a great looking shot.
Goody does not seem amused in the picture.
He's not. And I don't blame him.
The 2-0 takes it up high. 3 balls and no strikes to Gutierrez.
He'd like to hit one up by that
cat
right now. Let's face it, Scott Service, way down in this ball game earlier, is going for the pump with THU Lee. He wanted Lee to swing hard. He did. He hit that pinch hit home run, and now he wants Goody to do the same thing here. Pick out a pitch, drive it.
The 3-0 pitch. And it misses for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Gutierrez. Pinch hitting for Smith. And the Mariners have 2 on for Robinson Cano. Mariners trailing by 5. But Cano can put a further dent into this one. Well, the Mariners and the Indians square off next Wednesday at 7:10, and you can get on the action for less when you buy a Safeco Insurance Grand Slam family package. A ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for the whole gang is available for one package value price. Tickets at Mariners.com. Well, we'll see what Cano can do here. 1 out, 2 on. Robbie tonight already a couple of base hits. He has singled twice, both the opposite way. He has scored twice. And had a deep warning track fly ball out where Kemp went up against the wall to make the catch. The first pitch to Cano, he lays off and looks at ball 1. So 5 straight pitches that have missed from Buchter. The Mariners tonight 4 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Brandon Maurer beginning to loosen up in the Padres bullpen. 1 out and the 1-0 to Cano. He takes all the way, looks at a strike. That was a borderline pitch, low and outside, but it was a strike. So Cano a chance to chip a little bit further into this one. Facing a tough lefty in Buchter. Lefties have hit .067 against Buchter this year. The 1-1, low and outside, not close. 2 balls and 1 strike. Buchter has given up just 1 extra base hit to left-handed hitters this year. Keep in mind, this is his 26th appearance. It's not like he hasn't been up here long this season. 1 extra base hit to left-handed bats like Cano. That was a double. 1 out and 2 on. Norris sets up outside the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a high lift. This gets out of play, foul, deep off the left field side. And it's 2-2.
And Robbie would love to have that pitch back. That was kind of center cut right there, and he just got underneath it and popped it foul out of play on the third base side. The way he's been swinging the bat right now, he's centering up a lot of pitches and just driving the pitches all over the place, especially the other way. His 2 hits to left field in this ballgame.
Jay, the center fielder, shades towards left. The infield plays him straight up. Goody at first, Aoki at second. The 2-2, up and in, and it drills Cano. He's lying on his chest inside the batter's box. Cano getting up slowly, but trying to get up as he's now paused on all 4.
That was scary. Man, that was heading for his shin. He was trying his best to get out of the way and got him. Rick Griffin, the trainer for the Mariners, out to check up on Cano to the right side of the plate. Got him, I think, on his hand or his elbow. And, right on top of his hand as he was trying to spin to his right to try to get out of the way. Got him right on top of his hand or his wrist. And Robbie says he's okay and heads up that first base line, but that was real scary.
Now, Robbie was keeping his hands in tight. It hit just above the wrist on his right hand. I think you're right, Rick. Almost right on top of his hand. And how Robbie looks like nothing happened right now is beyond any of us.
This is a man who played the second half of the season with a double hernia. He is one tough character, and he's on at first base. And he hit .330 in the second half of last season with a double hernia. Now time is called. Here comes Andy Green out of the dugout for the Padres. Bases are loaded for Nelson Cruz.
Well, Nelly, 2 hits tonight, including a 445-foot home run. Nelson, 8 career grand slams. A .304 hitter in his career with the bases full.
That was Darren Balsley, the pitching coach.
Out there to have a quick word with Buchter and the rest of the infield.
It's mighty interesting right now with that man up there at home plate, Nelson Cruz.
Now suddenly the tying run is on deck for the Mariners.
That's incredible, isn't it? Down 12-2.
A grand slam brings the Mariners within 1. The pitch to Cruz. He swings, goes right after it, and misses. A fastball that would have been ball 1. It was outside. 0-1. 1 out with Aoki at third, Gutierrez at second, and Cano just hit by the pitch at first. Buchter's pitch. It's outside, missing wide to make it 1-1. Now Buchter closing his eyes up on the mound. A couple of big, deep breaths as he has been pinned into a corner here in the top of the 7th. 1 out, bases full, facing Nelson Cruz. Here's 1-1. Cruz swings. It's a high pop-up, slicing out of play. Right field. Kemp looking over, and this is into the seats for a foul ball for strike 2. That pitch was at the knees, right over the heart of the plate. The Mariners are trying to put together what would be a miraculous comeback tonight. They at one point trailed this game by 10 runs. They have brought it to a margin of 12-7. And the tying run is on deck. The 1-2, Cruz swings, he just misses, he fouls it straight back. Didn't quite square it up. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Norris set up high. They wanted that pitch elevated. That's what they got. Nelson now 11 home runs on the year, 36 RBIs. And no doubt Buchter saw Nelly's 445-foot blast out to right center back in the 4th inning. Mariners trying to keep the line moving. Seager is on deck. And then DeJoly. 1 out, bases full. Mariners down 5. The 1-2. And it's outside. Misses badly with another fastball. 2-2. Now we mentioned how impossible Buchter has been on lefties. He has been somewhat mortal to right-handers, at least relative to what he's done to left-handed bats. Giving up a couple of homers to right-handed hitters this year. Bases loaded, the 2-2, swinging a foul straight back off the hands. Count stays at 2-2. Next pitch will be number 7 to Cruz. This inning began with O'Malley striking out, swinging, facing Buchter, but then Aoki, an infield single that chopped off the plate. Goody pinch hitting, walked on 4 pitches. Cano was hit by a pitch. Nelson takes a practice swing inside the box. 1 out, runners all around as Buchter comes set. Look at a Nelson Cruz with a 2-2 count. Norris sets up outside. Here's the 2-2. Swinging, it's fouled over the net again. A fastball to 93. A hitter like Nelson Cruz, you have to figure the more he sees from Buchter and the more pitches that he spoils foul, the better chance he's got to square one up. Buchter having a hard time putting him away. Buchter has thrown 27 pitches to get 1 out in the top of the 7th. He's loaded the bases up and now fires on 2-2. Swing and a foul off the hands. It twists out of play on the right side of the stands for yet another 2-2 count to come.
Buchter is going in and then away, in, away. That's in pretty much entire sequence over the last 8 pitches. And Nelly is just waiting for the mistake out over the plate to hit it a long way.
He's fighting to stay alive. Buchter dangles that long left arm, curls the black glove up by his right hip. The bases are loaded with a 2-2 count. Here comes pitch number 9 to Nelly. He swings and fouls it back off the top of the screen behind home. A fastball that would have been ball 3.
Yeah, he wasn't taking any chances. That pitch was up and out of the strike zone, but with 2 strikes, a great battle. He just wanted to make sure that he could maybe foul it off or maybe somehow get to it, but he keeps the at-bat alive, and that was the key to getting to that pitch and fouling it off.
Aoki is the man at third base. Gutierrez running at second. Cano hit by the pitch on his hand is at first. The tying run for the Mariners is on deck. 1 out, the base is full. Pitch number 10 to Cruz. He swings, and guess what? He fouls it away off the right side. Now, Buchter is beginning to dance with the devil a little bit here with Nelly. He must be getting awfully nervous, as if he wasn't to begin with. The Mariners have him loaded. Cruz is inside the box. 1 out. The 11th pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He finishes him off on a low fastball inside. It would have been ball 3. An 11 pitch at bat ends with Cruz striking out. Both outs this inning have been with swinging strikeouts facing Buchter.
And Thomas called Norris out to the mound. Have a quick talk with Buchter. And now you just had that long battle between Buchter and Cruz. You got Kyle Seager up there. He was on deck. He's already had 2 hits tonight and 3 runs batted in. Look for Kyle to maybe jump on a first pitch fastball after that long battle with Cruz.
Buchter has nearly thrown a season high in pitches. He's at 31, the second most that he's thrown in any outing this year. Bases full, the first pitch to Seager, and he looks at ball one. That was well outside. Seager last year, half of his home runs came against left-handed pitching. He's facing a lefty here in Buchter. Bases full, the 1-0. And a strike comes in. Right at the knees at 93, 1-1. Well, the Mariners don't have to get all 5 runs here in the 7th, but it sure would feel nice if they could chip away a little bit more. They got 5 in the 6th. THU Lee is on deck. They have the bases full. The 1-1. Swing and a line drive right field. It's in there for a base hit past Rosales. Aoki comes around to score. Here comes Gutierrez. He crosses home. First to third. Cano slides in. He's safe. Seager has plated another 2 runs. He's driven in 5 of the Mariners' 9 runs tonight. And this comeback might be a real thing here in San Diego. With 2 outs in the top of the 7th, it's 12-9 Padres.
You gotta love the way this ball club competes. Holy smokes, they never give up. Kyle Seager, third base hit. You're right, 5 RBIs in the ball game, and now here comes Andy Green out of the dugout. Inside that Padre dugout, they were comfortable at 12-2, but the Mariners have made it very uncomfortable for the Padres. It's now 12-9 San Diego.
So Buchter, who had barely given up anything to left-handed hitters, gives up a 2-run single to Seager. We've got a pitching change. THU Lee is on deck. Top of the 7th. Runners on the corners will step aside. 12-9 Padres.
Mariners fan.
And Bauer in the ball game to face THU Lee.
The first pitch to Lee. He looks at a strike. Now Lee, a 3-run pinch hit home run in the 6th inning. We play in the 7th. And the Mariners are down by just 3. THU Lee is the tying run at the plate. Facing Bauer, whom he homered off of just days ago back at Safeco Field. A 3-run homer out to left center. The 0-1. Lee takes and looks at it low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Seager has driven in 5 runs here tonight. He is a RBI away from tying a single game career high. Seager has driven in 5 of the 9 for the Mariners. Mariners have scored 7 runs their last 2 innings, including this one here. Top of the 7th. The 1-1. Lee looks at a fastball outside and low as well at 95 per hour. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Aoki has scored. He reached on an infield single. And Gutierrez scored. He reached on a 4-pitch walk. Cano is at second base. Seager is at first. Lee the tying run at the plate. 2 outs. Bauer pauses, delivers. And it's inside. That brings Lee's hands in tight to his chest. 97 missing. It's 3-1. Chris Iannetta is on deck. A lone THU chant reigning throughout Petco Park here tonight. Runners on the corners. The 3-1. Lee looks at a strike. Right at the knees at 95. It's 3-2. 5 runs in the 6th inning for the Mariners. 2 runs in here in the 7th. Activity in the Mariners bullpen. Lefty Vidal Nuno warming up. Nick Vincent getting loose as well, a right-hander. The 3-2. Lee swings, hits a slicer into right field for a base hit. Cano scores. Seager into second base. He's held at third. THU Lee has driven in his 4th run in 2 at-bats, and he has brought the Mariners within 2 runs with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. This was once a 12-2 game. It's now 12-10 Padres.
What a comeback by the Mariners late in this ball game. THU Lee, the pinch hit 3-run home run in the 6th inning out to the Western Metal Supply Company building. But now with 2 strikes on him, a full count here in the top of the 7th inning, he's able to go the other way, which we've seen him do many times this year, to drive in a big run, and the inning continues.
Brings in Iannetta. The pitch to Iannetta. He takes low and outside for ball 1.
Well, now we're having some command issues here. Ran a full count to Lee. And now ball one to Iannetta. Iannetta is the go-ahead run here in the top of the 7th. The pause, the pitch. Iannetta swings and hits a sky-high pop-up foul ground. This gets out of play. Behind home, into the seats, 1-1. That was 94 up and into Iannetta. Seager is at third after a 2-run single. Lee at first base after an RBI single to right field. Lee is the tying run. Iannetta is the go-ahead run. We play in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. The 1-1. Iannetta takes a ball that just barely misses beneath the knees. That time a breaking ball, and pretty keen eye by Iannetta that time. It's 2-1. Mariners trying to do the impossible here tonight. The pitch. Iannetta swings and misses. He whiffs on a slider. Dirty slider there from Maurer, 86, with some serious tilt. And for a right-handed hitter like Iannetta, that is almost unhittable. Iannetta hits now in back-to-back games following a 1-for-24 slide. Trying to keep that going tonight. The 2-2, Iannetta swings, line drive, left field, and a base hit. It falls in front of Upton. Seager scores. The Mariners are with a run, and into second base goes THU Lee. Iannetta has brought the Mariners within a digit. It's 12-11. Padres with 2 outs in the top of the 7th and 2 runners on base.
Keep the line moving. How about the Mariner fans here on the road at Petco Park in San Diego? There's some Mariner fans making some noise. Huge base hit by Chris Iannetta to keep things alive here in the 7th inning. And now the tying run is on at second base, and THU Lee, Chris Iannetta, a huge RBI single with 2 outs.
And here is Stephen Romero batting for Sardinas. 2 on, 2 out, the pitch to Romero. And a miss is low for ball 1. Now Romero just recently recalled from AAA Tacoma. When Leonis Martin plays on the disabled list. Lee at second base, the tying run. The 1-0. Romero takes a strike. 95 up in the zone, but a strike. The Mariners have scored 9 runs while spending their last 5 outs.
Mariners 7 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight.
Runners at first and second. The 1-1. Romero looks at a strike at the knees. A slider from Maurer. And it's 1-2. Seager, a 2-run single. Lee, an RBI single to right. Iannetta, a run-scoring single to left. All coming here in the 7th. Tying run at second, the go-ahead at first. 2 outs. The 1-2, well outside, as Norris is able to corral it inside the other batter's box. It's 2-2. The Mariners at one point trailed 12-2. It is now 12-11 Padres. THU Lee leading at second base, representing the tying run. The 2-2. Romero looks at a ball low and outside that just barely missed. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball, which was outside, but not by much. What a take by Romero. Full count.
One thing a home plate umpire looks at, the movement of the catcher's glove, and there was a lot of movement with Norris's glove, and what an eye right there by Romero.
2 on, 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tying run in scoring position. The pitch. Romero swings. It's a high slicer, foul. Off the right side. It's out of play to the seats. Still a full count. Romero is the 9th batter of this Mariners 7th inning. New baseball out to Brandon Maurer, facing his former teammate. These two came up in the minors together.
The 3-2 swinging, it's fouled over the screen, right back behind home. It continues. Pitch number 8 will be coming up next. This inning began with O'Malley striking out, and since then we've seen an infield single, a walk, a hit batter, another punch out, a 2-run single, a run-scoring single, and then another RBI single. THU is the tying run. He's at second. The pitch to Romero. Swing, line drive, slicing right center field, and a base hit. It's in front of Jay. Here comes Lee, comes around. Lee rumbles across the plate, and this game is tied at 12. Stephen Romero has come off the bench to tie it up with an RBI single into center field. Lee scores from second, Iannetta first to third, and we are right back where we started. We're tied up.
What an amazing comeback by the Mariners tonight. Holy smokes. 5 runs in the 6th, and now 3, 4, 5 runs here in the 7th. And the Mariners, who were down 12-2, have tied it at 12-12 in this inning. Great at bat right there by Romero, driving the ball the other way.
Unbelievable. And we don't say that often. We've got a pitching change. This has been incredible. We're tied at 12, and the Mariners are going through the Padres bullpen. We'll step aside. Another pitching change back after a timeout. Lefty Matt Thornton, the new pitcher, facing Sean O'Malley. Go-ahead run 90 feet from home, 2 outs. It's not over yet. First pitch, O'Malley showing bunt, runs through it, and looks at a strike. O'Malley, the 10th batter of this inning. He led things off.
With the second baseman, Rosales, way back toward the bag. He wanted to bunt it beyond the pitcher, Thornton, the lefty, falling to the third base side of the line to try to get that go-ahead run in from third.
The 0-1. Swing, flare, center field, the Mariners lead! Sean O'Malley has made this a 13-12 game with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning, and you can knock them all over with a feather. This is happening in San Diego. RBI base hit center field. Iannetta scores. The Mariners have come back. They have stormed back, and they lead it 13-12.
11 runs in over the last 2 innings. It's not over yet. Sean O'Malley with a clutch base hit, liner up the middle. Leonis Martinez on the DL. He's inside that Mariner dugout. He wants the hit. He's got a bat in his hand, but there's no way. But holy smokes, what a comeback by the Mariners here in the 6th and the 7th. What a 7th inning. 2 on and still 2 outs.
The Mariners have scored 11 runs while using 5 outs.
13-12 lead after being down 12-2.
In steps Aoki. Romero at second, O'Malley at first. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Not in your wildest dreams did you think this could really happen.
Refuse to lose.
The 0-1. Swing, line drive, off the glove of Ramirez, the shortstop, can't handle it. Here comes Romero, steams around third. Romero comes home to score, and the Mariners lead it by 2. It's 14-12 at the top of the 7th. Everybody's getting hits. This time it's Aoki.
Norioki with a shot the other way, a low liner that skipped off to the left of Ramirez. Got a glove on it, but not enough. And into left center field. Romero able to come in on the base hit by Aoki. And now the Mariners, who were down by 10, have a 2-run lead in one of the biggest comebacks in the history of this ball club.
Oh, there is no doubt. O'Malley first to third. He reached on an RBI single. In steps Gutierrez. The pause and the pitch. Goody looks at a strike. First one he's seen tonight.
Looking at this inning, out of all the base hits, really one of the most important at bats was one of the outs. Nelson Cruz had an 11-pitch at-bat in which he struck out. But after that, Kyle Seager got it re-going with that 2-run single, lead the RBI single, and more RBI hits after that.
Runners on the corners. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. A lot of traffic to keep up with in this inning. O'Malley is at third. Aoki is at first. And the Mariners have a little bit of insurance. 14-12, top of the 7th. The wheels have officially fallen off the Padres bullpen. They are tumbling into the ocean. They are sinking as we speak. The 0-2 swing, and it's hit foul off of Gutierrez as we pause for station identification. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network.
Streaming everywhere on the 710 ESPN Seattle app. This is 710 KIRO AM Seattle, the home of the Mariners, the Seahawks, and the pulse of Seattle sports.
Goody ready to do it again. It's 0-2. Aoki at first. O'Malley is at third.
7 runs in with 2 outs in this inning.
Thornton pauses and deals. Goody swings, fouls it back. Still 0-2. The Mariners were trailing 12-2 when Kyle Seager very innocently drove in 2 runs with a single into right field to make it 12-4. Little did we know that would be the start of a colossal comeback. Chance for more here with Goody. Facing the lefty and Thornton. Runners on the edges. Again, the 0-2. Goody takes outside. Meanwhile, Aoki was bolting to second base. He gets in there standing. No throw coming from Norris. And the first steal in what seems like forever for a Mariners base runner. Aoki at second. O'Malley is at third. 2 outs. And now the 1-2. Goody takes inside, brings his hands in tight. 2-2.
Can you hear the Mariner fans in the background? Let's go Mariners. They are here tonight at Petco Park and loving it.
They've been vocal all series, especially the last couple of innings. This has been incredible. 2 outs, 2 on. The 2-2. Goody swings, chops it foul. Right behind home.
Incredible, historical. The key hit in this inning, Kyle Seager's bases loaded 2-out single to right field. The Mariners had to get on the board here in the top half of the 7th inning, and that really got the eruption going.
(14-12) Mariners, top of the 7th. Second and third base. The 2-2. Gutierrez swings, hits a ground ball, chopping up the middle, and it just keeps on going. O'Malley scores. Aoki coming down the line, and Aoki has scored. This is unbelievable. It is 16-12. Mariners in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. The Mariners at one point were down by 10 runs, and they lead it by 4 with an out to go in the 7th inning.
9 runs in this inning, a merry-go-round of hits, a merry-go-round of runs. One of the most incredible comebacks in this franchise's history, and Goody just keeps it rolling. And now here's Robbie Cano. Remember, Robbie in this inning hit by a pitch on his hand, loaded up the bases with 1 out here in the 7th.
16-12. The pitch to Cano. He swings, ground ball skimming to Rosales. Down on he stumbles, picks himself back up, throws onto first base in time to complete the inning. If you can even say that, the Mariners get 9 runs in this top of the 7th inning. They have stunned, they have shocked, they have appalled the Padres as they now lead San Diego 16-12. It's time to stretch. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers. Home to the bottom of the 7th. Mariners 16. The Padres a dozen.
In the Northwest, we have crazy weather. Makes sense why there's a roof on Safeco Field and why we...
Tickets, visit Mariners.com.
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, some changes for the Mariners as Romero is in left field now, taking over for Seth Smith. Nick Vincent
the new Mariners pitcher, as we begin the bottom of the 8th inning. And still trying to slow the heart rate down for everybody here inside the ballpark. This has been absolutely absurd. 5 runs in the 6th, and that was nothing. 9 runs in the 7th for the Mariners. Vincent facing Kemp. First pitch to Matt Kemp is at the knees for a strike. 16-12 Mariners. 16-12. The Mariners are leading. They were trailing 10-2 at one point. The 0-1. And it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. They were then trailing 12-2 after Upton's double in the 5th inning. The next pitch is inside. 2 balls and a strike to Kemp. A 9-run 7th inning for the Mariners that saw 13 hitters. Now Vincent, the former Padre from San Diego, pitching again here inside Petco Park. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, softly chopped Seager. Tough play, charging backhand, cut to the grass, throws on a first base, throws wide. Lee is able to get off the bag to keep it within arm's reach. But Kemp, an infield single. Tough play by Seager.
Yeah, that's real tough right there because you got Matt Kemp, a power hitting right-handed hitter, so you got to play back on all of a sudden. He tops it down that third base line. Didn't have a lot of time to work with. Trying to come in, glove it, make that transfer. Base hit all the way for Matt Kemp.
That brings in Solarte. Padres' third baseman has singled and walked. He has scored twice. 16-12 Mariners, bottom of the 7th inning. Vincent turns, tosses, and it's outside for ball 1. Solarte is switch hitter, batting lefty. Vincent's pitch, swinging, he fights it off, shoots it down the left field line, it drops in for a base hit. Romero curls over to scoop it out of the grass. Solarte has reached on a single that he drops into left field. He pushes Kemp into second base. 2 on, nobody out for Upton. Well, now a word from Wells Fargo. Find out how their way to save savings account can help you save automatically with everyday purchases. Call, click, or stop by to start a conversation with Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. Now the Mariners have a bit of a cushion, 4 runs, but suddenly the tying run is on deck for the Padres. Vincent facing Upton, who smashed a 2-run single back in the 5th. That made it 12-2 San Diego. Here's the pitch. Swinging, it gets a piece, fouls it back to Iannetta for strike 1. This series, and if you include all 4 games, the 2-2, the amount of offense would make a spread offense jealous. Nobody out, 2 on. And the 0-1. It's outside, 1-1. If you go back to game 1 at Safeco Field, Mariners won that 9-3. The Mariners, of course, won game 2 16-4. It tied the most runs the Mariners have ever scored inside Safeco Field. Last night, the Padres returned the favor. They won 14-6. And tonight, 16-12. 1 ball and 1 strike to Upton, who steps out for a moment.
Mariners have scored 16 runs in 2 of their last 3 games. Unbelievable.
It really is. Vincent, a long pause. Iannetta sets up low and outside, the 1-1. Swinging a chop off the plate. This goes foul on the third base side, up the line. And it's 1-2. Vincent looking to get the first out of this bottom of the 7th. The Padres bullpen entered tonight with the 14th earned run average in the National League at just under 470. And the Mariners Sure made it look like that in that 7th inning and the 6th. Vincent sets, delivers. And it's high and outside to make it 2-2. Mariners 16, the Padres 12. Padres 4 runs in the first, a run in the fourth, a 7 spot in the 5th. Vincent trying to keep him off the board here in the bottom of the 7th. The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Gets him with a fastball. Upton is down on strikes, and there is out number 1 in the last of the 7th inning. A double play ball will send this to the 8th. 1 out, 2 on for Derek Norris. By the way, tonight, John Jay, the Padres leadoff hitter, has set a career high with 5 hits. The last Padre hitter with 5 hits in a game is the man climbing in right now, Derek Norris. He did it last season in his first year in San Diego. Former All-Star with the A's, part of that platoon with Stephen Vogt. 1 out and 2 on. Vincent deals. Norris swings and he fouls it off the right side, high and away for strike 1. "13 hitters in the 7th inning for the Mariners. And maybe you can add this to the list of what has made that inning so impressive. No home runs.
Solid at bats, solid hits. They kept on coming.
The 0-1. Swing and line drive, scorched right field. Cruz having a race back, turning, racing, reaching up, and Nelson makes the catch. He pulls it down from midair, mid-flight. His second fantastic catch in right field tonight, and that is out number 2.
I'll tell you what, Nelson twice in this ballgame has had to get on his horse and really fly back after coming in a step. He had to get back in a hurry and on the run, reaching up on the run to make that catch. A few paces from the warning track. Huge out right there. Outstanding catch by Nelson Cruz for the second out of the inning. You just had a huge inning of your own. Now you've got to shut down the Padres right here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Meanwhile, Kemp advances. He goes to third. This will bring in Alexi Amaris to the shortstop. 16-12 Mariners. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Bottom of the 7th. Vincent comes set right beneath the belt. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Chopping foul over to third base. Seager glove, but a foul ball. But really, when you think about the Mariners this year, keep in mind they entered tonight leading all of baseball in home runs. And by a fairly decent margin, they entered tonight with 5 more than the Mets in second place. You would look at this score tonight, 16 runs, and it would be very fair to assume that the Mariners would have mashed 3, 4, even 5 home runs. They've hit 2. A solo shot by Cruz, a pinch hit 3-run bomb by Lee. And bomb might be an understatement. Time is called. The Mariners scored 9 runs in that 7th inning, 13 batters 7th, without going deep. 2 outs, Kemp at third, Solarte at first base. Mariners by 4. The 0-1. Swing, ground ball, third base. Seager has a tick off his glove. O'Malley behind him. He can't get to it. It rolls into left field. Kemp scores. A run is in with 2 outs for the Padres. And the Mariners' lead is now 16-13. As we play in the third quarter here from San Diego. This is a football score. Seager had it go just above the thumb of his glove. O'Malley was backing him up, but it took a late high hop, and O'Malley couldn't get there. So Ramirez, his second RBI, a single into left field. Hector Sanchez coming off the bench for Randy Green will pinch hit. No bat for Rosales. Sanchez had a mammoth home run against the Mariners back at Safeco Field a few days ago. 2 on. Sanchez a tie and run the pitch. Swing and he pulls it foul.
In this 4-game home-away series with San Diego, the Mariners have outscored the Padres 47-34. 47-34. 81 runs in this series combined between the two clubs. Wow.
It's incredible. Now Vincent can't make a mistake here. Sanchez the tying run with power. 2 outs. The 0-1 jackknifes and pitches inside. Misses with a cutter. It's 1-1. Sanchez batting for Rosales in the number 8 spot. Not many at-bats here for Sanchez in the majors. This is just his 13th. The 1-1. Swing, ground ball, pulled foul to first base. Lee was near the line, but that's a foul ball. So Vincent a strike away from sending this game to the 8th. Now the Padres scored 7 runs in the 5th, and little did we know that would not be the most impressive inning tonight. 9 runs in the 7th for the Mariners to storm back and take the lead. Sanchez has runners at first and second base. A lumbering left-handed hitter with 2 outs. The 1-2 and it misses high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Miley 4 2/3, 12 hits, 9 runs, and the Mariners might win. They lead it by 3. The pause, the 2-2, and it misses a little bit high and outside. A fastball up and away. Full count to Sanchez.
And you don't want to miss up there. You want to go down and away. That's where Iannetta wanted that pitch, Aaron.
Now, there's no doubt. Brett Wallace is on deck to pinch hit should Sanchez reach. 2 outs. Sanchez the tying run. Vincent a look at second. The right-hander's pitch. Swinging a high, towering fly ball up by the light towers. He hooks it foul. Over by right field, a souvenir. And it's 3-2. Now the go-ahead run for the Padres on deck.
And they went inside right there. He's a strong left-handed hitter. Shortest part of the ballpark is down that right field line. Now you have to go back away, down and away.
$16 runs for the Mariners, 13 for the Padres. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Vincent comes set right at the waist. Deals. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Blows it past him, a cutter. Inside. Ties up Sanchez. He gets handcuffed. And he leaves 2 on to end the 7th. A run is in for the Padres, but the lead is preserved. We go to the 8th. The Mariners 16. The Padres 13.
And SUVs. Looking for a late model F-150? We've got them in all trim levels. All pre-owned vehicles are volume priced, and we monitor other dealerships to
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Some changes for Andy Green to the Padres as we open up the top of the 8th. Carlos Villanueva is up on the mound pitching for the Padres. He becomes the 5th reliever used tonight from San Diego. Villanueva, a .435 ERA, 15 earned over 31 innings. As he's making his 22nd appearance of the season. Brett Wallace is the new third baseman taking over for Solarte. He will bat 9th. So here we go, top of the 8th. Mariners trying to hold on and to take us home. The voice of the Mariners, Rick Riz.
Aaron, thank you so much. What a comeback. Pitch on the way to Nelson Cruz from Villanueva. And it's high and outside for ball 1. Play high in the air on the first base side into the upper deck. And the count is still 0-2 on Lee. Cody Martin right now is the pitcher of record. Just called up from AAA Tacoma. But the Mariners need 6 more outs. Here's the stretch by Villanueva. And the right-hander's 0-2 again to Lee. And it's outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The infielders all thought it was going to be strike three. Everybody was heading toward the Padres' first base dugout. 1-2 the count on Lee. He has been outstanding this year, and especially coming off the bench to pinch hit. Not an easy job. The outfield straight away, the stretch. And now the 1-2 to THU swing and a line drive over the head of Ramirez at short and into left field. A base hit for Lee. His third night of the game, and he came on in the 6th inning. Up with the ball is Upton, gets the throw into second base. Let's pause for station identification time. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network. 1 on, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning, and the batter is catcher Chris Iannetta. 16-13 Mariners lead. The stretch by Villanueva delivers a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Iannetta had an RBI single in that 9-run 7th inning. 1 for 4 on the night is Chris. Villanueva looks in, has a sign. Lee a lead at first base. And the pitch to Iannetta, strike on the outside corner. And the count is 0-2. Stephen Romero is on deck.
Rick, as best as I can tell, THU Lee is the first Mariners pinch hitter with 3 hits in a game since Rich Amaral in 1998.
That's going back a few semesters. Here's the stretch. And the 0-2 pitch to Iannetta. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will retire the side. In the top of the 8th inning for the Mariners. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on. The Mariners have stranded 3. They've scored 16. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in San Diego. Our score, the Mariners 16 and the Padres 13.
More about the stories or to volunteer, simply go to ugm.org.
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Say Friday, June 24th is going to be Felix Hernandez bobblehead night presented by Root Sports. Arrive early to be one of the first 20,000 fans to pick up the king of collectibles and afterwards catch a big interleague matchup against the St. Louis Cardinals. Tickets at Mariners.com. Mariners were down 12-2. They now lead 16-13 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And right-hander Joaquin Benoit will take over in relief. Vincent goes 1 inning, gives up a run on 3 hits, no walks, and he struck out 1. Fred Wallace will lead things off for the Padres here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, fans listening to this broadcast all over the country tonight, want to say hello to my good buddy John Dietrich, his wife Lois, my goddaughter Jenny Dietrich, listening to the game in Tempe, Arizona. A lot of fans all over the place tuned into this one. What a comeback by the Mariners, but still 6 outs to go. Wallace steps in to face Joaquin Benoit. Here we go, the set. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Wallace, 0-1. Benoit 1-0 with a 3.00 ERA, 9 appearances. He's been on the DL for a while with a sore shoulder. Former Padre, last couple of years here in San Diego. He's worked just 9 innings, given up 3 runs, all earned on 4 hits, walking 6, striking out 7. And the 0-1 to Wallace, a left-handed hitter. Check swing, tapped foul along the third base line. And the count is 0-2 on Wallace. He'll be followed by John Jay, who has yet to take a right-hand turn in 5 at-bats. He is 5 for 5 tonight. Jay is on deck. Wallace, Jay, and Myers for San Diego here in the bottom of the 8th inning. An amazing ball game here in San Diego tonight for the Mariners. Here is the stretch by Benoit. And the burly right-hander delivers 0-2 to Wallace. Here she comes, and it's low and inside for ball 1, 1 ball, and 2 strikes. We'll be in Texas tomorrow night. Mariners and the Rangers, game 1 of that big 3-game series. Taijuan Walker against Yu Darvish. Rangers idle tonight. The Mariners starting play tonight. A half game back of Texas. A win tonight. They move into a tie for the top spot in the West. Here's the set by Benoit. And the 1-2 to Wallace, and here she comes. Swing and a miss, and a changeup for strike 3. And there's 1 away for San Diego here in the bottom of the 8th. Activity down in the Padre bullpen. Former Mariner Fernando Rodney is warming up for the Padres. So Rodney into the San Diego pen, and here comes John Jay. Great changeup by Joaquin Benoit. He has a beauty, and now time is called Kyle Seager comes in to have a visit with Benoit. So here is Jay, a left-handed hitter who doubled in the first, singled in the second, drove in a run with a single in the fourth, RBI single and a run scored in the fifth, and single to center in the sixth. 5 for 5 for Jay. Here's the look in, now the stretch. And the pitch. On the way to Jay, a swing and a foul out of play down the left field side, and the count is 0-1. The Mariners tonight, 16 runs. That's right, 16 runs on 16 hits, 1 error, 3 left on. For the Padres, 13 runs, 19 base hits, 1 error. They have stranded 10. The Mariners have used Wade Miley, Mike Montgomery, Cody Martin, the pitcher of record right now, Nick Vincent, and now Benoit. Here's the stretch and the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul past the on-deck hitter Will Myers on the first base side, and the count is 0-2 on Jay. The crowd tonight has really thinned out into the San Diego night. And we have seen a lot of Mariner fans here at the ballpark tonight, and we have heard a lot of Mariner fans at this ballpark tonight. Benoit looks in. Here's the stretch. And the 0-2 to Jay on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The pitch in the dirt, knocking it down. Iannetta, the throw to first in time to get Jay. A strikeout for Joaquin Benoit, his second strikeout of the inning, and for the first time, John Jay is retired. He is now 5 for 6 this evening. And another great changeup by Benoit. It was down and in the dirt. So back-to-back strikeouts for Joaquin Benoit. 2 down, nobody on. 16-13, Mariners lead. And here is first baseman Will Myers. Myers is 1 for 5 with a 2-run single in the fifth. That's when the Padres scored 7 times on 7 hits to take a 12-2 lead in the game. Here's the pitch to Myers. Swing and a line drive down the left field line. A fair ball all the way into the corner. Myers digging for second. Up with the ball, Stephen Romero. The throw in is going to be cut off by O'Malley along the left field line. In at second, Myers with a double. And the Padres have 1 on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. And that will send up right fielder Matt Kemp. So Benoit looking for that final out here in the 8th inning. Kemp, the hitter, he is 3 for 5 tonight with 3 singles, a run batted in, and 2 runs scored. So the Padres now with their 20th base hit of the game. Benoit stares down, has the sign from Chris Iannetta. What a night for Iannetta behind the plate. And a long ball game, exciting game. Here's the stretch and the pitch to Kemp. Nope, time called. Kemp was able to get time from home plate umpire Ramon De Jesus. Benoit very deliberate. Takes some time between pitches. He was checking in with a runner. Myers out there at second base. Myers not going anywhere as the Padres are down by 3, 16-13. Now Benoit reloads the stretch. And here's the pitch to Kemp, and it's on the way outside for ball 1. On deck, Yangervis Solarte for San Diego. 1-0 the count. Benoit striking out Brett Wallace to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Striking out John Jay. Myers with the double down the left field line. Now he's got to face Kemp. 13 home runs on the year, 35 RBIs. A lot of time between pitches. Benoit still looking in. Now from the set goes Benoit. And the right-handers. 1-0 pitch to Kemp. Swing and a foul out of play behind the plate into the upper deck. And the count is even on Kemp at 1 ball and 1 strike. Kemp off to a quick start this year. First 27 games was hitting .299 with 8 home runs, 22 RBIs. But over the last 31 games, he's cooled way off, hitting .180 with 5 home runs and 12 RBIs going into tonight's game. Myers again a lead at second base. The outfield for the Mariners straight away, Romero, Aoki, and Cruz. Here's the stretch. And the 1-1 pitch, high and outside with a fastball, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. What a confrontation between these two ball clubs over the last 4 days. The Mariners winning the first 2 games of the home away series at Safeco Field, winning 9-3 and 16-4. Mariners losing last night 14-6 here. Here's the stretch. And the 2-1 to Kemp. Swing and a fly ball out of play down the right field side, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here in the bottom of the 8th inning, with 1 on and 2 outs for the Padres, the Mariners lead it 16-13. So once again, here are the numbers. The Mariners have outscored the Padres in this series 47-34 in 4 games. And it's not over yet. Myers again a lead at second. Good battle right here between Benoit and Kemp. Joaquin a look back at Myers, and the 2-2 on the way to Kemp. Swing and a line drive foul down the left field side. He pulls it this time, and the count is still even on Kemp at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matt now a couple of years with San Diego. After starring for years as a Los Angeles Dodger in that outfield. Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma. One of his 2 favorite players, Ken Griffey Jr., the other, the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas of the Chicago White Sox. His nickname was the Little Big Hurt growing up in Oklahoma, but he loved Ken Griffey Jr. Here's the set by Benoit, and again the 2-2 to Kemp. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Joaquin Benoit strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He fans Wallace, Jay, and Matt Kemp, and the Padres leave a man on. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. The Padres have stranded 11. What a job by Benoit. We go to the top of the 9th here in San Diego from Petco Park. It's the Mariners 16 and the Padres 13.
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, we go to the top half of the 9th inning. What a ball game tonight here at Petco Park in San Diego. The Mariners were down 12-2. They now lead it by a score of 16-13. And former Mariner right-hander Fernando Rodney, the new closer for the Padres, will take over in relief and work the top of the 9th inning. Rick Riz along with Aaron Goldsmith and producer-engineer Kevin Kremen. Final game of the 2-game series here in San Diego. Final game of the 4-game set. Home and away series between these 2 clubs that share the same spring training complex in Peoria, Arizona. So here is Rodney, 0-1 with a 0.00 ERA, 19 appearances. He has 10 saves, 19 innings, has given up 8 hits, 1 run, but it's unearned. He has yet to give up an earned run this year. 9 walks, 17 strikeouts. And he will face Stephen Romero. The stretch and the pitch from Fernando, and it's a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Rodney, the outstanding year with the Mariners 2 years ago when he had 48 saves, and then really struggled last year out of the bullpen, eventually losing his job to Tom Wilhelmsen and also Carson Smith. Rodney now a Padre. Here's the set by Fernando, and the 0-1 to Romero. Swinging ground ball right side off to his left. Second baseman Rosales, he's got it to throw to first, and it's in time to get Romero 1 away, but Stephen had a huge hit. Pinch hitting in the 7th inning. An RBI singled into the gap in right center to score 1 of the 9 runs in the 7th. That's right. The Mariners were down 12-2. They got 5 in the 6th and batted around for 9 runs on 8 hits in the 7th inning. Padres got a run back in the bottom of the 7th. 16-13 Mariners, and here is Sean O'Malley. The largest comeback in Mariner history. 8-run deficit back in 1996 against the Angels. O'Malley shows bunt, and he takes a pitch inside for ball 1. The order for Andy Green's ball club. And the Mariners have really shocked the Padres and their fans here at Petco Park. Here's the stretch, and the 1-2 to O'Malley, up and in as Sean spins away, gets out of the way from ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Pitch and a swing and a miss by O'Malley for strike 3. And the Mariners have 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. So 2 up and 2 down, and that'll bring up Nori Aoki. It was Norrie with 1 out and nobody on that started that 7-run rally in the 7th inning. Excuse me, the 9-run rally in the top of the 7th inning with a base hit. And then he also had another hit, an RBI single, and scored another run in that 7th inning. The 9-run 7th. Here's the pitch. The Norrie swinging, fouls one out of play on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. Folks, I wish you could see my scorebook or Aaron's scorebook. It's a very happy messy is the best way to explain it. A very happy messy. A lot going on.
Mine is like a child's finger painting, Rick.
Next offer on the way, and it's up high on Norrie for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. But looking at it, you can replay it in your mind.
If you can read it.
Each and every at bat, yeah. But there's that one at bat that still stands out in my mind. Nelson Cruz, that 11 pitch at bat in which he struck out. That was a key at bat in that inning. Here's the pitch of the way, swing and a liner. Caught at first by Will Myers, a step to his right. And that will retire the side. In the top of the 9th inning for the Mariners. No runs, no hits. No errors and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Hold on to your hats. Our score. It's the Mariners 16 and the Padres 13.
And a splash of sparkling water. 1893 boldly blended colas.
Seattle Mariners baseball
on 710 ESPN Seattle.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Mariners lead by a score of 16-13. And I'm just wondering, after 5 innings of play and down 12-2, if you ask Steve Cishek, hey, you got a shot to pitch in this ball game for a save, what he would tell you. Well, Steve Cishek comes in here in the bottom of the 9th inning with a chance for a save. He makes his 23rd appearance of the year. Cishek on in relief, 2-3 record, a 2.59 ERA, 12 saves on the year, 15 opportunities. He's worked 24 in the 3rd innings, and he will take a look at Solarte, Upton, and Norris for San Diego. If you just tuned in, folks, you have missed a lot. The Mariners are trying for their largest comeback in the history of this franchise. They were down by 10 runs, 12-2 after 5 innings of play. So the Mariners kept roaring back, 5 runs in the 6th, 9 runs in the 7th inning to take the lead, 16-12. San Diego added a run in the 7th, so there we are at 16-13 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Yangervis Solarte will lead it off for the Padres. Cishek ready, the stretch and the pitch, fastball, a strike at the knees as Solarte was showing bunt. 0-1 the count. Largest deficit the Mariners came back from, 8 runs back in April of 1996. They were down 9-1 to the Angels. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swinging, ground ball, foul up the first base side by Solarte, and the count is 0-2. So Cishek looking for his 13th save of the year and trying to hand the win to Cody Martin, who was just called up today. The Mariners designating for assignment veteran right-hander Joel Peralta before the ball game. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a foul, backing out of play off to our left. And the count is still 0-2 on Solarte. This crowd has really thinned out into the San Diego night. There was a good crowd of fans out there in the park, well beyond the ballpark in center field. Here's the 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Cishek strikes out Solarte, and there's one away for the Padres here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 down. Little backdoor slider from Cishek right on the outside corner. A swing and a miss by Solarte. So 1 away for the Padres, and here is left fielder Melvin Upton Jr. Upton is 2 for 5, a couple of singles, a run scored, and 2 runs batted in. Everybody has chipped in offensively on both sides. Here's the pitch, and it's low and outside for ball 1 with a fastball. Fine job by Joaquin Benoit in the bottom of the 8th inning as he struck out the side. He got Wallace, Jay, and Kemp. Here's the set by Cishek, and the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss by Upton, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And this crowd absolutely stunned tonight by the Mariners' comeback. They scored 14 runs in 2 innings in the 6th and the 7th. Here's the pitch on the way, a swing and a foul off the catcher Ionette, and the count is 1-2 on Upton. They got 1 run in the first, 1 run in the fourth. They were down, as we mentioned, 12-2, but scored 5 in the sixth and 9 runs in the seventh inning. And here we are in the bottom of the ninth with 1 out and nobody on. Upton back up there. Open stance to the plate, hands high over his head. The stretch by Cishek, and the 1-2 pitch way outside with a slider, and a good stop by Iannetta for ball 2, and the count is even on Upton at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll be in Texas tomorrow night. Mariners and the Rangers. Walker against Darvish. You don't want to miss that one. Here's the set by Cishek, and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a ground ball up the middle, but Cano to his right, the backhand, the throw to first, and it's in time to get Upton. Holy smokes! Robbie Cano way to his right, well on the other side of second base, the shortstop side of the bag. He backhanded the ball and got enough on the throw right on line to Dae-Ho Lee to take a hit away from Melvin Upton Jr. 2 outs for the Padres here in the bottom of the ninth. Great play by Cano.
That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible.
2 outs, and now the Padres are down to their final out. And here is Derek Norris, the stretch and the pitch. Strike on the outside corner, the count 0-1.
To get there, to keep the ball in the glove, not having tick under, over to the side, and then a throw on the money in time to get one of the fastest guys in the lineup.
Here's the set, and the 0-1 to Norris. He takes a strike, and the count is 0-2 on the Padre catcher. Robbie Cano was out in shallow left field when he backhanded that ball to get Upton with a great throw. And now the Mariners 1 out away from an incredible comeback finish here at Petco Park in San Diego. Down by 10, they lead by 3. The pitch on the way, and it's no call by the umpire. I haven't seen a call by the home plate umpire, DeJesus. Iannetta says, hey, that pitch was in there for strike 3, and they can't believe it. Iannetta went walking out toward the mound to congratulate Cishek. That pitch was in there for a strike, but the home plate umpire, Ramon DeJesus, called it a ball. And looking at the tracer, all 3 pitches are inside the strike zone, but the count is 1-2 on Norris. Iannetta was walking out toward the mound. He's back behind home plate. Throws out the sign, the stretch, and the 1-2 pitch, slider low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and the largest comeback in Seattle history. And Cishek trying to wrap it up the stretch, and the 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the ball game is over. The Mariners win it 16-13 tonight here in San Diego. Their largest come from behind victory in the history of the franchise. The Mariners were down 12-2, down by 10. They scored 5 in the 6th, 9 runs in the 7th. What an improbable comeback, an amazing comeback tonight. And they win it 16-13 over the San Diego Padres. They come away with a split in this 2-game series. What a finish here at Petco Park. And the Mariners' previous largest come-from-behind win was an 8-run deficit. And that was back in April of 1996. They were down 9-1 to the California Angels. They erased that. They come from behind from 10 runs down tonight to come back and come from behind and beat the Padres 16-13. Cody Martin with the win, just up from Tacoma. And Steve Cishek picks up his 13th save of the season. One of the most incredible games we have ever seen in the history of the Mariners franchise. Now let's go down to Shannon Dreyer, who has tonight's Northwest Motorsport winning interview. Shannon, the fans down there, Mariner fans down by the Mariner dugout, that's our winning interview from tonight's game, brought to you by Northwest Motorsport in Puyallup. And let's tell them the Bones sent you. The Mariners rock tonight, down by 10. They come from behind, win 16-13. Right now, let's pause for station identification time. This is the Alaska Airlines Mariners Radio Network. Petco Park, down by 10, 12-2. The Mariners come from behind and win it 16-13. Their largest come-from-behind win in the history of this franchise. We'll be back with the happy totals on the roundtable after this timeout.
Here's the pitch.
Never in the history of the Mariners have we had happy totals like you are about to hear right now. The Mariners come from behind the greatest comeback win in franchise history. Time for the happy totals, brought to you by Murray Franklin. The Mariners 16 runs on 16 hits. They commit 1 error. They leave 3. And this is one of the great numbers out of tonight's game, not to be forgotten. The Mariners went 11 for 12 with runners in scoring position tonight. The Padres, 13 runs, 20 hits, 1 error. They become the first team since 2014 to knock around 20 hits and lose. As the Padres tonight go 8 for 18 with runners in scoring position. They weren't too shabby themselves. 3 hours and 50 minutes to play in front of 22,585. Brandon Maurer is dealt the loss and the blown save for the Padres. Meanwhile, Cody Martin in his Mariners debut picks up his first win as a Mariner. Sees track his 13th save of the season. Well, those are the happy totals from tonight's game, brought to you by Murray Franklin Quality Homes in exceptional neighborhoods around Seattle and the East Side. Walk into a Murray Franklin home for a wow moment. Find your dream home at murrayfranklin.com. And, of course, tonight the Mariners scored 4, so tomorrow you get 50% off regular menu price online orders with promo code WIN IT. They win it in stunning, dramatic, and incredible fashion, 16-13. We're back with the roundtable after a timeout.